this damn stinky baby because I'm dad, right? I'm Superman. I'm the one supposed to be able to give you your stinky baby back. This one, I don't know if I can find it, Z.
Well, Godspeed. I hope you find that thing. Because we've dealt with that too. One time she left her favorite at the movie theater, and we came home for like a day, and like where could this thing have gone? It's like, wait, it couldn't be at the movie. Wait, she did bring it. Did we bring it home? And luckily we went back, and it was still there. But yeah, hopefully you guys get that figured out. Little stuff can be big stuff when kids are that young.
All right, camp, ZB. I'm sorry, man. Camp.
So camp. The Dobbins, like the injury fright with the Dobbins stuff exists when there's nothing going on with Dobbins, just because of his history.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you do have something going on. He leaves practice, doesn't come back, and now like the antennas are all the way up as they could be for a time of year like this because of his past.
And what Sean said too. Right, Sean was on top of it right from the start, talked about how they got to get the injury thing, the soft tissue injuries, which alluded to pretty much J.K. Dobbins having a soft tissue injury.
Why is Pat Surtain on the side field? Because Surtain was given a vet day on Saturday.
He was.
He was not out there, and then they were off Sunday, and then he is off again today getting work in, but on the rehab field, on Greg Dulcich Memorial Field, just kind of weird.
And what it looks like, because it is weird. You had a vet day. You had another day where everybody's off. Going into Monday, you should be ready to go. Pat Surtain doesn't miss a lot of time.
No.
Unless you are dealing with, my guessing is, a soft tissue injury. Now, PS2 and Marvin Mims, they were working out together, doing the same type of plyometrics.
Yep.
And so what that's telling me is same type of injury.
Sure.
Maybe it's a hamstring, maybe it's a groin, but it's definitely a soft tissue injury that they're dealing with, and maybe they want to get ahead of it. I'm pretty sure they want to get ahead of it, and knowing that it's PS2, it's like, let's not mess around with it. My guessing is he is not going to play in the preseason game anyway, and it's like, let's get him taken care of. Let's get him healthy because this defense does not go if PS2 is not in there, and that's what they're doing. They're being cautious with PS2 in these soft tissue injuries.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think the PS2 thing is too concerning. You know, I think we would look if it was that concerning, we wouldn't see him, right?
Nope.
Like guys go in, they don't come out. Right, he was out there the whole time doing something or doing stuff, but it's just, okay, that's now on the radar. And, you know, all this stuff, you know, coming together, you know, this is the first thing that Sean Payton said in today's press conference.
To be back today, you know, some situational third down work and some call-it periods as well. Got to get a handle on some of the soft tissues. We've had a couple either strains, hamstring or groins. Continue to fight through that. Any questions?
It has not been an issue here for a couple years, and I'm not saying it's some big issue right now, but it is one of the themes right now of training camp.
Well, Z, to me, it's a big time issue because it's not just one or two people that's dealing with this. JK right now is dealing with something. At some point, Cortland was dealing with something. Marvin Mims is dealing with something. Jalen Waddle, we need Jalen out there. He's dealing with something. Now, someone like Luke Wattenberg, he's dealing with more of a elbow, it seems like, so that's just different.
Right.
But when those start to stack up, you start to question, like, what in the world is going on? Are these players hydrated? Are we doing too much? Did we not do enough during the offseason to really get them going? Should we have brought them in a little earlier and let them kind of have more of a ramp-up period when it comes to running? Like, it's things that go through your head as a head coach. But I tell you who's under a lot of pressure right now. He's our guy. But there's a lot of pressure put on him, Mr. Bo Lowry himself.
Sure.
Because now Sean's going to Bo Lowry saying, what in the world is happening to my team, my players? I'm going to need these guys ready by week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, here's more from Sean Payton after practice. Can he pinpoint why there's been so many soft tissue injuries?
I think it's heat related as much as, you know, you always try to look at your pre-practice routine, your hydration, obviously. And, you know, it's incumbent on the player. It's hard for anyone to know your soft tissue. And so I'm always looking at what we did leading up to maybe a period where someone had a strain. So, you know, we had a warm down after practice, and we'll continue to focus on it, though.
All right, continue to focus on it. It's just simply part of the theme right now, Broncos 2026 training camp. For better or worse, it just kind of is.
You're not concerned, Z? I have to ask you that, man. You seem like you're okay. Cool, calm, and collected. Soft tissue injuries. You've dealt with multiple.
God Almighty!
Of them.
I mean,
P-Watt dealt with 3 of them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And you bring up P-Watt. These things can just linger.
Yes,
they can just linger, and one setback, and you're back to square one. I'm trying to be very hopeful and positive, and maybe it's just for the sake of trying to be positive, but this has been like the healthiest team in football for 2 straight years. I think their process is good. I think that soft tissue injuries, can be like sacks or turnovers. They can come in bunches. And, man, the Broncos have dodged these bullets for a couple years. And I say that, but the Broncos missed out on a Super Bowl berth, potentially, because your quarterback couldn't go.
And your running back.
And I'm glad you said that, because I believe that even if Dobbins was 100%, even without Bo Nix, I still think you have an amazing chance to beat New England. But without both of those guys, so I got to check myself saying that they've been the healthiest, but it's also been like a derailment to a literal Super Bowl trip. I believe that. Yeah, I mean it's concerning, but there's still time, right? We're August 10th here.
I only say that because 2 of them are receivers that are going to play a lot, Marvin Mims and Jalen Waddle. And I actually mentioned this to you out there. It looks different when Waddle's not out on the field.
I agree.
I agree. Getting in and out of the breaks. That's Bo Nix guy that, like, when he wants to get the ball out of his hands quicker, he goes to Jalen Waddle. And also, you want Waddle and Bo to continue to build that connection. Well, they're not doing that with Waddle on the sideline. The same with Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims started to be a big part of the deep game early in camp, and now he's not out there.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you're waiting for these guys to come back, and maybe they're ready to go, maybe they're not, but you want enough runway, right, so that you can build that chemistry before week 1. That's the only reason why I'm concerned about some of these soft tissue injuries. It's a buildup, and they can come back quickly.
The thing with Waddle, I think, is the most concerning. Obviously, Matt Henningsen, that's number one, right? Yeah. I thought that guy was going to play. I thought that guy was going to play snaps for the Broncos defensive line. He's done for the year. So that's number one. But the thing with Waddle is we talked for 3 months leading up to camp. The importance of Waddle, the addition of Waddle. He's arguably the top storyline to watch along with Bo's health, right? And like it seemed to be we were like inching toward consensus on that. And then if you bake in the idea that Bo missed the entire offseason because of his health issues and didn't get to work with Waddle, and then as soon as Bo came back 100%, Waddle lasted 3 practices. I don't like it from that standpoint because we kind of all agreed Broncos need to get off to a better start. 1-2, 1-2, 0-3. 3 seasons in the first 3 games under Sean Payton. And then you look at the gauntlet, and you're missing that chemistry. Especially offensive football is so timing based, and I don't think you can just snap your fingers. And so for the thing that's most concerning for me personally is the Waddle stuff and just the lack of time on task. Now he's a pro. I'm sure he'll be ready to roll but like you just can't snap your fingers and say, okay, 2 human beings that have never really worked before or together before in any meaningful way, boom, have chemistry.
Yeah, go out there and make plays.
It's just like I just think that there's going to need to be more of a rhythm built. Luckily, there's still enough of a on-ramp to build that, but at the same time, I mean, here come preseason games.
Friday, Z.
Yeah.
We're here. I'm here.
And with that in mind, the first Broncos preseason is days away. What is going to be the approach? We'll start to have that conversation next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m., powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Lawfer. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Phillip Lindsay here. You guys know me. I'm Denver through and through. South High, CU, Broncos. This is my city, so when I tell you I trust somebody, that means something. I trust Williams Jewelers, period. I've bought earrings, I've bought bracelets, I've bought my wife a pair of diamond studs last Christmas that she hasn't taken off since. And every single time, she looks at me like I have incredible taste. I'm not gonna lie, Williams gets most of the credit for that. They're family owned and run right here in Denver, and that matters. You're gonna walk through one of those doors and they're gonna know your name. They take the time to show you the difference between good and great. The selection is unreal. The quality is top shelf, and they never let you overpay. They guarantee the best price in Colorado. Listen, jewelry is too much money to roll the dice with somebody you do not know. This is like running a route for a quarterback you've never practiced with. You need trust, and Williams Jewelers has mine. There's 2 locations out there to serve you, Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guys, are you looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get Advanced Hair's breakthrough one-day treatment during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. For details and a free consultation, call 720-459-HAIR or at advancedhair.com.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years guaranteed? Thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get the best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Robbie Dino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases, 300 trials. Let's face it, divorce is really impactful. You may have a controlling spouse. You may have a violent spouse. You may have been a victim of a domestic violence. You may be wrongfully accused of domestic violence. This all affects parenting rights. And let's face it, the kids are the most important. These are the things that need to be handled. They need to be handled appropriately by someone that's going to protect your kids and protect your rights. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com, 720-706-5151.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
Colorado, make sure your AC is ready for summer. 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning offers repairs, replacements, and tune-ups 24/7. Book at onehouraircolorado.com or call 855-1-HOUR.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, hanging out with you on a Monday. We have plenty to get to from practice today, and we will, all right, because there was football stuff going on and some takeaways that we that we had, and we'll get to it here in due time. But again, it feels like a deja vu from Friday when I said there was not anything out at practice that was more important than what happened on the injury front.
Because health is the most important thing that you can have on a team. When you have a team that can and will have an opportunity to play for a Super Bowl and get there, guys have to be healthy. We lived through it last season.
Yep.
Bo Nix not healthy. Okay, Ben Powers went down. He wasn't healthy. J.K. Dobbins. When you start
Dre
having
Greenlaw.
When you start having your key guys go down, you're not winning a Super Bowl, especially when it's your quarterback and your starting tailback on the offensive side of the ball. So injuries are so important, and we're just at the beginning of this journey.
Yeah.
We haven't even started a preseason game yet, Z.
Yeah, and I have to read this because I'm just realizing this. I'm here in the studio drinking a Starbucks, and this is where we're at with J.K. Dobbins. You can't make this up, actually. You can't make this up, okay?
What happened?
Look at the cup. Look at the cup. I'm realizing on my Starbucks cup. On my Starbucks cup, sometimes I'll write, like, have a good day, or, like, a smiley face or something.
You sure that wasn't Will? Will Peterson just writing something?
Brother, this is what they wrote on my Starbucks cup. I can't believe this is real in this moment.
No, I'm looking at it. It's crazy.
It says, and they know I have a show over there, okay? They know I have a show.
Maybe everybody knows ZB has a show. Come on.
Well, I'm just in the general population, right? So, like, but a couple of those guys over there know, and it looked like they had someone new over there today. This is what they wrote on the side of my Starbucks cup. First time, long time. Is J.K. Dobbins cooked? Thanks, Zach. I'll hang up and listen. that is actually kind of funny. I mean, the topic isn't funny, but
you can't make this up.
This is where we're at. They wrote it on my Starbucks cup. First time, long time. Is J.K. Dobbins cooked? Thanks, Zach. I'll hang up and listen. That's good snark.
Everybody's concerned, right?
Yeah.
You have J.K. Dobbins, and let's just stay on him for a quick second. This is why I didn't like what he said at his press conference, peaky promising everybody. Because this is a physical sport, and anything can happen. It was a freak accident that happened to J.K. where right after the play, the guy slams him down, your body is placed in the wrong position, and something snaps. All right, but you shouldn't go out there and promise that you're going to stay healthy. Put it in your head and keep it in your head. And then when everything is done and you have a great season and you do stay healthy for the first time in your NFL career, you can go out and tell everybody, I told you so. But you put it out there before it even starts, before the journey even starts yet. And now look at you. You're dealing with some type of soft tissue injury that now we're looking at you very concerned about.
All right. Not great. Maybe he'll be back out there tomorrow. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
But that was the deal for today. We're going to react to practice today. Okay. Broncos' first preseason game this Friday. It's going to be at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we will actually be on the air when that thing is kicking off. So that's pretty unique. Sean Payton, will Bo and the starters play in the preseason game this weekend?
Play, but we haven't gone through the role yet. I'll let you guys know.
Do you expect Bo Nix to play?
Yeah, I'll let you know when we go through the roles. Yeah.
Okay. Who should play, who shouldn't?
With all the injuries going on, I think guys that are dealing with like soft tissue injuries, and even if they do practice tomorrow, they should not play. Bo Nix should not play in this first preseason game. Let him get acclimated a little bit before he decides to go on. Go and play preseason 2 and 3.
Bo should not play.
Bo should not play this first preseason game. All right, get what you need out of him in this last practice, and you go from here. If this is a true, ZB, if this is a true quarterback competition between Ellinger and Stidham, then let them duke it out by giving them 2 quarters apiece. All right, for Bo, let him go into this next preseason game and with the hopes of Marvin Mims being back, Jalen Waddle being back, so that you can start to build the chemistry in a game. I would not play Bo Nix in the first preseason game of the year this Friday.
Man, oh man, oh man. I feel torn on this, but where I land is I'd like to see him for a series or two. This offense is not lighting the world on fire at camp. Now, there's signs of life. There's really good moments, but I think this group still needs to work a bit. I do.
I'm with you, but they need guys out there to work with.
I understand, but, and I'm hearing Greg Williams in my ear from Hard Knocks probably almost a decade ago, probably 8-9 years ago. It was with I think he was with the Cleveland Browns, I want to say. Did Browns have Hard Knocks? handful of years ago.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I
with
think
the coach that had the little belly, and he would like say something, his belly would move. You remember that guy?
Oh
that was
my
the offensive
gosh!
line
Yes,
coach. I believe it's Hugh Jackson, Baker Mayfield.
It was Hugh Jackson. Yes. Good memory. And one of the things, they were in this defensive meeting, and they were trying to figure out, or maybe it was an all coaches meeting, and they were trying to figure out who plays and who doesn't. And I had never heard the phrase before, but Greg Williams, who was the, head of Bountygate for Sean Payton, said, when it comes to playing guys, we can't live in our fears. We can't live in our fears. And I've never forgot that phrase. I've used it a handful of times over the years. Just kind of stuck with me. And I know that some Broncos are getting banged up here.
I never thought you would take some Cleveland Browns coaching advice. I never thought that.
This is someone Sean trusted a lot. No, well played. But I just think that football's hard.
It is, but even during that Hard Knocks ZB, Baker was in a competition with Tyrod Taylor.
Correct.
So there was something to be put out there where they needed to see more from Baker, and it was his rookie year.
I think Bo Nix is in a competition with himself. He's in a race to improve. This is not like, we're not talking about like an MVP candidate. We're talking about someone we hope can break through this season.
But how is he going to do that if he doesn't have someone like Waddle? Waddle's not playing this first game. We know that. But Mims probably won't.
Bo Nix's success isn't married to Jalen Waddle's availability. He's been pretty good through 2 years.
I agree, but it's about the targets. It's about finding your starting receivers. If you go out there.
What about Evan Ingram?
Okay.
What about Pat Bryant? What about Troy Franklin?
But also,
what about Mims?
Who are you going to throw to more? Is it going to be Pat Bryant, or is it going to be Cortland Sutton? It's going to be Waddle. Court's probably not going to play either, especially if he's still dealing with something. Okay, I don't see Court going out there in his first preseason game. So if you don't have Waddle on court, yeah, you can build it with Troy Franklin and Pat, but those are not your stars.
I understand, but luckily this game doesn't count. Should they just cancel the game?
No, because you have
Waddle and Sutton can't go. Just cancel the game.
Because you have.
Do they need to work on the run?
They do, but you don't need Bo Nix in there to work on the
Has this offensive line looked a little shaky at points?
I didn't say the offensive line didn't have to play. I said Bo Nix, who's still coming off this injury, right?
So you want this offensive line to play for Sammy?
So you want
this man,
Bo to be out there, even if Waddle and Court don't play.
Phil, did he miss the entire offseason?
He did.
Do the Broncos need to start fast?
They do.
Is it a gauntlet right out of the gate?
Yes.
Do they have a new play caller?
Yes.
Starters need to play.
No.
Starters need to play.
Not in week. Not on Friday. Starters will play the next 2 games. Give someone like Waddle, Mims time to come back so that you can build the chemistry in a real life game with them.
What if you're like, God forbid, what if those guys have to miss some games? Like, you need to work on, there's a lot of guys out there that need work, all right? And there's a new play caller. And the play caller in Davis Webb has 3 dress rehearsals before it counts, and it matters. And if the Broncos start 0-2, we're going to be freaking out around here.
Okay, Z, so you want to see how many quarters?
Nothing
4?
crazy.
You want to see 4 from Bo?
Plus overtime. Plus OT.
You want to see more?
No, I would. Obviously, I'm being serious. I do think they need the work. 2 series. Crank it up to maybe 4 in game number 2. Maybe they shut him down for game number 3. I would not prefer that, but I think the work, hey, games are coming here.
They are, but we know what we got in Bo. Bo Nix won 15 games last season. 1 game away from the Super Bowl. We know what we have in him.
But we also know that there's nuance and context to these conversations as well.
There is.
All right. We'll continue to have these conversations.
4 or 5 more reps, Z.
Hey, he needs them.
4 or 5 more reps.
He needs them.
He needs them.
15
games last year, and we put him in there for 4 or 5 more reps.
Oh, do you have the anointing oil out for Bo Nix?
Bring out the baby oil.
He's a completed. He's not mission complete.
He's not. But you want to make sure his soldiers are out there with him so they can build the right chemistry. I know Pat Bryant. I know Troy Franklin.
You don't sound like you do.
When, you know what? Hits the fan. Who you throwing the ball to? Waddle and Cortland Sutton.
Dude. You cannot make a decision to play or not play your starters based on 2 wide receivers. I'm sorry. Those guys are important. They're not the entire hub of the operation. If Bo Nix is healthy and good enough to go, I think he needs to go. What do you guys think? Where do you guys fall in this? RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043, or you can hit us up on our YouTube chat, powered by Sean Ponda. Okay, we heard from Davis Webb over the weekend for the first time this season, and we're still not sure about one fundamental thing when it comes to his game day role, maybe up until about an hour ago. That's coming up next.
Let's go! Riley Moss has shown up on the standout list almost every day at Broncos camp.
Raiders on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Breaking up passes, locking guys down. It's a contract year, and he's playing like it. So are we looking at the best cornerback duo in football with Moss on one side and Pat Surtain on the other? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
You worked hard for your money. It's time your money worked harder for you. Open a 7-month CD from Wings Credit Union and earn a guaranteed 4.4% annual percentage yield with just a $500 minimum deposit. It's one of our best rates of the year, but like all good things, it won't stick around forever. Get started today at wingsco.com/CD special. Let's figure it out together. Rate accurate as of July 31st, 2026 and subject to change without notice. Subject to eligibility. Insured by NCUA.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We can't stop time, but we can make your day more efficient. And we can help you get fit and stay fit.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've been using Natural Tree Care and Recycling for over 3 years now. Those are my guys. Aaron, the owner, is a Colorado native who runs his crew with real integrity. They've kept my trees in Centennial healthy throughout this drought. They're looking great and standing strong. No job is too big or too small. So if you want trees that actually look the way you want them, or you want trees removed, you need to call my guys, Natural Tree Care and Recycling, at 303-803-3850, or visit them online at naturaltreerecycle.com.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. With Orchard's new Orchard offers, you don't just get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors, all competing for your home. That's right. Make investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers. You review them all and pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer or worry about leaving money on the table. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Hey, it's your boy Stink. Ever wonder what if the best room in your home wasn't inside? That's exactly what Inside Outside Spaces helps homeowners create. They design outdoor spaces that actually fit how you live. From custom pergolas to patio covers, screens, decks, pavers, outdoor kitchens, and fire features, they'll help you enjoy your backyard almost year-round. Inside Outside Spaces, building outdoor spaces that feel like inside spaces. Visit InsideOutsideSpaces.com. One company, one team, one call.
This segment on The Fan brought to you by Denver Roof Pros.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, rolling along here. Split reaction. For sure, split reaction. And honestly, like, I'm not even realizing it, like, in the middle of the conversation, but, like, this is the age-old conversation. Like, this is the age-old how much should the starters play?
In the preseason.
Right? But it's that conversation, just because it's been had before, things become cliche for a reason, I think. So when, like, someone says, hey, the days are long, but the years are short.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get down this road and you're like, oh, my gosh. I'm almost 40. My kids are growing up right in front of me. Or
Crazy.
Some will say college, it's some of the best times you'll ever have in your life. And then you go through it and you look back, it's like, yeah, that was really, really special. Things become cliches because they're true over and over again. And so this conversation a little bit different with what this, should the starters play or not. But it's relevant. It's super relevant for the reasons that we just discussed. And so,
you want them out there. You want Bo. You want if a player can play, you want him out there getting the reps.
Yes. And it's funny because, the 4 or 5 more reps thing, going back, it's evolved over time and, like, the joke and the smear campaign. But I was never advocating for 4 or 5 more reps. We were reacting to practices where Bo had a total of 4 and 5 reps.
Yeah, he did.
Like, so, like,
that was crazy.
It's changed over time, but of course that was insane. That was like, for as brilliant as Sean is, to have a 3-way quarterback competition. 3-way. Everyone at the station said we had never heard of that before. And so, like, it was a total of 4 or 5 reps. And I'm watching practice like, what the hell are they doing? And then they started the season, and Bo Nix was the worst quarterback in the NFL for the first 4 months. So, anyway, it's a relevant conversation because of the new play caller, because of the missed offseason, because of the start of the schedule.
Yeah.
The lack of just reps with someone like Jalen Waddle.
Yeah,
and
the new addition of Jalen Waddle. And then, let's be real. For the last 2 days, it seems like the offense hasn't been firing on all cylinders. Now, there's been some really good flashes, but
some
consistency,
moments. Right,
like, is what we want to see. Bo Nix is getting better, but consistently is he getting better? And the only way to truly know that is live game action.
Right.
Going out there, making checks, knowing that somebody is going to hit you, knowing that you have to stay in the pocket long enough so that someone like Waddle can get down the middle of the field. So you may take the hit as you're throwing the football. And the only way to simulate that is playing a preseason game. So I understand it, but you got 3 of them things.
Yep.
Okay, the first one, I say the Stars don't have to play in. The last 2, it's a build-up because you're not going to play for almost a month after that. It used to be 4 preseason games. Now it's 3.
Right.
So after that third one, you got some extra time before that first game of the year. So I suspect that first one, maybe the Stars don't or play for, like, maybe a drive. After that, the 2 and 3, preseason 2 and 3, they'll play a lot more of it to get ready for that first game, Z.
All right, and we'll continue to talk about it, who is it most important for and, positions of consequence and all that stuff as the week continues to unfold here. We heard from Davis Webb over the weekend. Man, Webb is we're just getting to know Davis Webb, in his new role. And he is a confident guy. Everyone says that about him, and I wonder if Sean Payton looks at Davis Webb and is reminded of himself, because Sean Payton has never lacked confidence, and of course it teeter-totters back and forth between arrogance and confidence.
I think the same way of you, Z. I'm like, damn, that man never lacks confidence, man. What the hell is ZB doing?
I don't know about all that, but Webb just has he's just got a way about him that's believable. I don't know how else to say it. He's got a way about him that's believable, even though he's never done the job before. And, of course, baked into that, me saying that, is Sean Payton's trust in him, right? And so here was Webb over the weekend. Will he be on the sideline or the booth? This is what Davis Webb said.
Still working through that, Sean and I. I would like to be on the field is where I'm at today. I didn't play much in my NFL career. I kind of saw the game a lot from that point of view, so I feel pretty good there, but we'll talk about it a little bit more, but that's where we're headed right now.
Okay, so he wants to call the game from the sideline, all right? And Sean Payton asked today if he wants Webb upstairs or on the sideline. This is what Sean said.
It's not like we're splitting the atom. Like, that's probably where he'll be with his communication and the QBs, and it's an area where I felt comfortable, and I think you get the plays in so quickly, either from up or down, but I have that same vision.
Okay, he has the same vision. There was one more follow-up if he agrees with Webb about staying on the field.
Just think his presence as a teacher and as a coordinator, everyone's different, but I think he and I haven't even talked about it, and I know he felt the same way I did. So we both answered your questions prior to a meeting. We still haven't had that meeting, but that's probably, I see that happening.
I see that happening. So, again, this time last week, I was the one who asked him.
Yeah.
He's like, we don't know yet, dude. And just kind of blew it off. 1 week later, we basically have the answer. Davis Webb will be calling the Denver Broncos offense from the sideline.
Because Davis Webb wants to, and he should have the final say on where he is going to be calling his plays. I never understood when a head coach says, I want you at top or I want you on the bottom. It should go down to what the offensive play caller, what are you comfortable doing? I know that someone like Vic Fangio, as a defensive play caller, defensive coordinator, he wants to be up top so he can see everything. All right, but there's been many offensive coordinators I play with that want to be on the field. They want to be able to see it like you're seeing it and be able to talk to the quarterback, talk to the offensive line, talk to the running backs. Maybe there's another play that we haven't repped in practice that they want to talk about. It's hard to do that and have everybody around and have the headsets on. It's easy when you can just gather everybody around you and start to discuss a play that you want to talk about, Z. So Davis Webb needs to do what makes him comfortable, makes him the best version of himself. Last year when he was calling a preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals, he was on the sideline, and he was able to do a really good job at calling some of those plays. The explosive play to Evan Ingram, if you remember.
Of course, yeah. It was like second play of the day or maybe even first play.
So moving forward, Davis Webb needs to be on the sideline to be Bo Nix's eyes, ears at times, so that you guys can get on the same page and dial up some great connections to Waddle, to Court, to Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin. Be on the sideline if it makes you comfortable, D-Webb.
Yeah, and you know what? It's going to be really interesting because now, obviously, you have a new play caller, but you're going to have the play caller down on the sidelines. And I wonder if some of those dust-ups we've seen from the past that have been so noteworthy between Bo and Sean, will we see that between Bo and Webb? Or what combination of those two guys with Sean Payton, all on the same sideline, wanting the same result, but maybe disagreeing on how to get to that result. And so it's going to be entertaining. I'm fairly sure. I mean, this is going to be an entertaining sequence, and we begin to gather clues on what this is actually going to look like potentially starting this Friday if Bo Nix does play. We just don't know if he's going to play yet. Okay, shifting gears a little bit. Things change fast in the NFL. Are we seeing a shift in real time when it comes to a member of the Broncos offense? Plus, what you need to know from today's Broncos practice, non-injury related. We'll get to all that next.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey Denver, Zach here. Need foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space repair, egress windows, or concrete work? Trust Homestrong to get it done. They can even turn your crawl space into a finished basement in weeks. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco, banking for everyone.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop. Backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured car accident victims in Colorado. Serious accidents demand serious representation. We dig into every detail of your case, and we don't back down until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today at 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Common Spirit Health has expert orthopedic care that gets you back at it and back to your best. Find skilled orthopedic physicians at Common Spirit locations who specialize in general orthopedics and repair of hips, knees, shoulders, and hands, so you can return to running races or chasing the grandkids. Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advance healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Orthopedic care with human kindness is here. Visit mountain.commonspirit.org.
Summer is a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your tan or abs. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to decades of thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it can even grow for life. Did I mention Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow? Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. The summer sales event is on for a limited time, so schedule your free consultation and get the details today. 720-459-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results with Advanced Hair. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and get your savings details while still available. That's 720-459-HAIR. or advancedhair.com.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special, both for you and your partner. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're the leader in treating ED in the area. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
In Colorado, relationships matter. That's why contractors across the Front Range choose Western Pacific for doors and millwork. 35 years of quality products, next-day delivery, and fast will call service. Visit GoWestPack.com. Western Pacific, local ownership, professional expertise.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you here on a Monday, August 10th. All right, we were out at Denver Broncos practice, all right, reacting to some larger themes on the injury front and the preseason game front. We will talk about practice here in more dedicated fashion in just a second, all right? I also want to talk about, hey, things change fast in the NFL. Are we seeing a shift in real time when it comes to one member of the Denver Broncos offense? I believe that is 100% happening. We'll talk about some of the layers of that conversation. But before we get to any of that, we have a bit of breaking news on the Denver Broncos front. All right, and this comes from our buddy Parker Gabriel out there for the Denver Post. He says, just in, a major real estate domino near Burnham Yard has officially fallen. The Broncos closed a deal with SRM Concrete after months of negotiations. The biggest outstanding plot around by about 10 acres across 6 parcels is now the team's, end quote.
Here we go, ZB.
Yeah, that is when the Denver Post, separate writer more on the business side of things, a couple months ago talked about that Rube Goldberg and all the things that needed to happen in the next 2 months for this to stay in accordance with the 2031 deadline or timeline to open up the new stadium. SRM Concrete was, I don't know if it's at the top of the list. I wouldn't say it's at the top of the list, but it's near the top.
It was one of those little fires we talk about that you have to put out.
Yeah, it was
now
like
you don't have
medium-sized fire, I'd say.
Exactly. And so now you don't have to deal with that. And what it's telling me is, like, we're all moving in the right direction. That not everything is all sunshines and rainbows, but it seems like they're starting to get things done. My question to you is, they came out with the renderings. All right, and people were upset about the parking lot and all that, and not enough space.
Which, by the way, we talked about 8 months ago when they did the community meeting, and we saw sort of the footprint there. But I'm sorry, go on.
No. So do you believe, ZB, that the Denver Broncos putting the renderings out there has put pressure on everybody to kind of like, let's get things going, or has this been something you think has just been something that was going to happen no matter what?
Yeah,
in the makings.
Yeah. No, I understand the question. I've heard it in some form or fashion in other shows here on the station. I don't know. I don't know. It was interesting. The timing of it was really interesting.
Yes.
Because you had the new facility tour with a small group of media members, but with the press conference, and you knew the press conference was going to lead to questions about the new stadium, and the answers to those questions were, we're frustrated. I mean, Damani Leach flat out told me, there's times I'm driving home, I'm frustrated about this situation. And so you say that, and I think that was always going to be said, whether it was to my question or somebody else's. You're always going to allude to the fact that you were frustrated and that this is going slower, and now you're communicating through consultants and all this stuff. So that was always going to be put out there. I believe that. But then for 96 hours later, for the renderings to come out, I say, man, is that a coincidence? Probably not.
Especially when you're frustrated. It's like, hey, we must do something other than what we're doing, sitting on our hands or waiting. Let's push this a little bit more. Let's put more pressure on whoever else is out there that's not cooperating. And then all of a sudden you have this that comes through with the concrete of them signing, and now it's the Denver Broncos, and now they own that part. And so it's something that's medium-sized, but it's something that's out of that way. They can check that box off.
Yep, they can check that box. And if you're just joining us, the largest parcel of land that hadn't been bought up by the Denver Broncos, owned by SRM Concrete, the concrete company, one of the largest in the world, as I understand it, certainly in the United States of America, based out of, it was Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that parcel of land has just been sold to the Denver Broncos. So there's still other parcels that are not theirs that they're in negotiation with. But yeah, this is good news. If you want the Denver Broncos to stay in Denver and you want them to build that stadium district at Burnham Yard,
I do, ZB, I do.
Then today is a good day. Now, it's not mission accomplished. There's still other things that need to happen, and it is getting tight on time here. But that is good news. If you are someone like Phil, hey, keep the Denver Broncos in Denver at all cost. That was a big domino to fall today. So if you want to react to any of that, you can hit us up, ramoslaw.com, text line 303-713-1043, or our YouTube chat powered by Sean Ponda. That is the way to get in contact with us. Okay. We'll get back to some Davis Webb and Sean Payton audio from earlier today, all right? But I wanted to have the conversation that we've been having, okay? And I think I'm watching other voices around the market kind of catch up to where we have been on the Pat Bryant conversation. And last week I said Pat Bryant is like the San Antonio Spurs from this past year. They're not just coming, they're here. I said to you last Thursday,
I'm here.
Pat Bryant is not just coming, he's here. I think that Pat Bryant has been the best Denver Bronco in training camp so far in 2026.
You can't think, though. Either you know or you don't. Has he been the best Bronco when it comes to camp?
He has been, along with, I would say, Pat Surtain and Riley Moss. Those three players, Surtain and Moss look like they're getting ready to be like put a conversation of best duo in the NFL like in a vice grip.
But with PS2, it's like you're expected.
Sure.
I don't even care about you are expected. I don't care anymore about you having good practices. You're supposed to. Riley is another one because he struggled when it came to the penalties. But Riley and Pat Bryant, they have to emerge and get to a next level. And so I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I don't care about PS2. PS2 is doing what he needs to do. Riley is taking that next jump. And, of course, your boy, who you've been on from the start, right when he was drafted here out of Syracuse.
No. Same colors.
Or Illinois. Sorry,
I do that in my head, too. Sometimes.
Illinois is Pat Bryant.
Yep.
And he has had a great and I know people say the word great a lot, but I'm going to say it in this one right here because I mean it. A great camp. Very consistent. Okay, catching with his hands and not with his body.
Plucking.
He's always open.
Yep.
He's going up and getting a ball. He's all over the field. He's not just in one area as an X. He's a Y. You could put him at Z. Hell, you could put him as a running back if you want to. He's always available. He works his butt off. He's making plays, and it's not just with Bo Nix. It's with Stidham. It's with Ellinger, right? It's with all these quarterbacks. He's finding ways to get open and get that separation, and it's only going to help him get more targets during the season, Z.
And when we had this conversation 3 weeks ago, right as camp was about to begin, all right, we were talking about wide receiver number 3. And I remember saying, hey, because you've been a little bit higher on Troy Franklin than I have.
Troy, yeah.
But obviously we both agree this guy is going places, took a massive step, a leap really from year 1 to year 2, from around 200 yards to over 700 yards.
Yeah.
That's significant. And I remember saying, we're talking about wide receiver 3, and I'm like, I love Pat Bryant, but with the information that I have now, Troy Franklin is going to be the wide receiver 3 to start camp.
Yeah.
Okay? Things have changed. Pat Bryant has taken this opportunity by force in a way that is, honestly, it reminds me of young Cortland Sutton. That's who it reminds me of. That's who it reminds me of. And so Sutton out of the gate as a rookie was over 700 yards.
Yeah.
So Sutton did in year 1 what Troy Franklin did in year 2. And it's like, hold on a second. We got to make way for Sutton here. And ultimately, your former teammate Demaryius Thomas eventually gets traded. I'm not, and we can have a trade conversation here in a second, and talk through it. But Pat Bryant has not only taken wide receiver 3 by force, he is now eating his way into the pie of target share. And he's nibbling into Sutton's share. He's nibbling into Waddle's share.
No.
And look, those guys are still going to be featured a ton. And if I had to bet, they're still probably number 1 and number 2 in targets.
Well, then you can't nibble into somebody's share if they're still number 1 and number 2 in targets.
Sure you can. Because one guy could have the most with 95. The other guy could have the second most with 87. And without Pat Bryant, that could be 112 and 101. But it's not the same because you have to. This guy is so freaking good.
He is.
And the NFL changes so fast, you have to read and react and obey your eyes. And right now, my eyes are telling me, man, this guy has been the best Denver Bronco to date so far in this camp.
He's a good football player. I'm not sitting here saying that he's just elite at one thing. The man gets open. He's consistent. He's reliable, like you like to talk about.
So reliable.
Very smart. That's something that a lot of the coaches have been talking about and saying about Pat Bryant, but you can see it on the football field. He's very smart. And what I mean by that is when, let's say VJ, the defensive coordinator, decides to play zone, a receiver has to find those holes to sit down. Sometimes it's further down the field. Sometimes it's right about now, right? It's like, it's open now. Let me sit down. Building that connection with Bo. Pat Bryant does a great job of that. And that's why I think he's going to be a really good possessionary receiver that's going to get opportunities to open up downfield. The more targets he gets, the more trust Bo Nix has in him, and he's building that trust. Throughout camp, Bo Nix has went deep with Pat Bryant more than I thought he would.
Yep.
I thought Troy Franklin would be the guy that goes deep. And he has. And Troy's still going to have a role.
Yeah.
But also, Troy has to take advantage of certain opportunities. For example, on Friday, Troy Franklin from Jarrett Stidham was open downfield for a seam route and doesn't come down with the football.
He dropped it.
Pat Bryant probably would have, right? And so when you're in a battle, Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant, and you're battling, things like that will mess you up and end up you losing your spot because of them not trusting you, them being the coaching staff. Pat Bryant's a guy you can trust all the time to do the dirty work. He's in even on the plays where he's blocking.
Yes.
They're pulling him as a puller, guys. Like there was a creative play, and I don't want to give too much detail on it, but let's just say this. Pat Bryant was pulling like a damn guard to go inside and kick out a linebacker Who's doing that as a receiver? Not a lot of receivers are willing to do the dirty work, and Pat Bryant is, ZB.
And this is how he gained trust this time last year. It was the blocking. And he had that quote, hey, if you want the rock, you got to block.
Yes.
And I know who was a fan of him last year in the first 10 games of the season? J.K. Dobbins. Truly, there was several downfield blocks from rookie Pat Bryant a year ago that sprung Dobbins for massive runs. And so I'm watching a player take a big leap here, a big leap. And I don't think that the NFL is the place where you slow play things. This isn't Major League Baseball, and I want to see 500 at-bats at AAA. It's like, no, young Phillip Lindsay, when he's here, he's here.
I'm here.
And you need to react to it, right? And so I think with Pat Bryant, I think he is by force prying his way up the not just depth chart, because, well, before I just casually move on from that, do you believe that he has taken over wide receiver number 3 here?
I do. Like, I'm going to, like you like to say, obey your eyes. I am going to obey my eyes. Pat Bryant has been the most consistent receiver out there. Honestly, player out there.
Literally.
This is a battle, and if it's an organic battle, Pat Bryant's winning it. Troy Franklin, there's still flashes. There's going to still be things for him to do. He still has this elite speed, and he has this connection with Bo. There's enough to go around. But Pat Bryant, when it goes 3 receivers going out there on the football field plus a tight end, Pat Bryant better have his butt out there with Waddle and Court, because he has earned the right so far to do that. And he's only going to get better.
Yes,
he played last year.
Yep.
He's so consistent. Now it's about building the chemistry with Bo Nix, getting more familiar with the offense, and just being out there, time on task, right?
Yep.
And so you're going to see the best version of him as time goes on, and that's very scary.
Here was Davis Webb over the weekend on what he has seen from young Pat Bryant.
Patty Ice has had some really, really good practices. I think, when Jalen went out for a couple days, or Cortland, him, Troy, they really stepped up and made some plays down the field. I think Pat is very, very savvy. He's smart. When he catches the ball, his feet are on the ground, and it's the things we were attracted to whenever he was coming out of Illinois. And it's really, really cool to see him take another jump this early in the year, too.
And again, you have to listen closely for the praise, right? Like, how effusive is it? And yeah, that checks that box. Here is Vance Joseph, who's got to his defense going up against Pat Bryant on a day-to-day basis.
He made 2 today. That was unbelievable, but that's been all camp. That's what he can be, man. I mean, he's the guy in that room, in my opinion. He blocks, catches the ball in traffic. He can track the ball vertically. He's great in the red zone, so he's a complete package. He's got great size, man. He loves to play. He's the same player every single day, and it's been fun to watch him and Mimsy, catch the deep balls, and Troy get behind the defense, every other day. It's been a challenge for our DBs, but again, that's great for our team, right? It's great competition every single day. It made Pat work harder every single day, covering Waddle. So that entire group had a great camp, in my opinion.
And here's the thing: so Waddle hasn't been out there.
Mm-hmm.
Sutton's been hit or miss. Pat Bryant is doing this on a day-to-day basis against arguably the best secondary in football.
Patty Ice, huh?
Patty Ice.
I don't know if I can. I thought Matt Ryan was Matty Ice.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Now we're going with Patty Ice. I got to see that before I start announcing him as Patty Ice. He has to do something in a game where it's like, all right, he's him for real. In a real life game where you end up winning the game because of him, which could be coming because he's that type of player, ZB. He's so consistent.
Yeah, and if you want to slow play the nickname, Patty Ice, that's fine.
Look at you trying to take these victory laps.
But that's been one cold dude. If you don't want to call him Ice, then that's fine, but he's one cold dude. And I'll say what I said. I just want to reemphasize what I said last week. We're seeing a star emerge. I believe that. We're seeing a star emerge. Are you starting to thaw out a little bit?
I'm not ready to say star.
Emerge.
I'm a damn good football player that's consistent. Let's go that route.
Okay.
We didn't start saying that someone like Cortland was a star until like 5 years into his career.
Nope. I'm watching his first training camp in 2018.
You're talking about Court?
Yeah, Court.
Yeah.
And he was mossing people, and he was doing it on an almost daily basis. And
Did you used to say star, like emerging star?
I forget my exact verbiage nearly a decade ago, but I remember being like, yo, Sutton's out here every day making a play. And he just looks like a first-round pick. He looks like a top 15 pick in the draft. And so I'm getting a similar vibe of like eventually Sutton became, and again, he got hurt, and it kind of derailed his career there for a couple years, and then he was able to get it back. But for a while there, when Sutton as a rookie was over 700, and then as a second-year player, he was like over 1,100, nearly 1,200 yards with 3 different quarterbacks. It was like, this guy's becoming undeniable, and then he got hurt and all that.
So what you're saying is Pat Bryant's doing the exact same thing.
It's every day. And this is why I fell in love with Vele. What do we call him?
One-a-day Vele?
One-a-day Vele. And that guy, came out and had an awesome rookie year. Pat's even in category ahead of what Vele did out of the gate. Let me get through
the first 5 games of the year, and it's a gauntlet of a schedule. And I think it's going to happen because he's very consistent, Pat Bryant. But if he's doing what he's doing in camp, doing it in the games, oh yeah, Z,
he's a problem.
He's going to be a big time problem, and at some point, he will be the replacement for Cortland Sutton. And that's just kind of the circle of life when it comes to the football, basketball, hockey, any of it.
That's right.
You got these young guys that come in, you draft to replace. But the great thing about this isn't the luxury is you don't have to move on from court right away. But the writing's on the wall if Pat Bryant could continue to emerge, continue to take these big-time steps, which, ZB, you and I both agree, and I have to believe, and you're believing already, you've been believing, he will do that, man. He is having a hell of a camp. Pat Bryant, that is.
Yeah, the guy is on fire, all right? Okay, we'll put that in our front pocket, all right, for now. Practice itself today. What stood out to you or who stood out to you?
I'm going to go with, Mr. Bo Nix today. So the reason why I'm going to talk about Bo Nix, and I love what I'm seeing out of Bo in particular, it's the zone coverage. ZB, you and I have talked about how Bo, and the stats are out there, how Bo has struggled in zone throughout the year.
Yeah, he's a top 10 quarterback against man, and he's a bottom 5 quarterback against zone.
Well, when we started this journey this year, I said, hey, Bo's not going to get a lot of work with zone because why? VJ Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator, he likes to go man. He's going to go man a lot of the times during the game, and that's what you're going to see during camp. Well, I was wrong on that, and maybe it's VJ trying to figure things out with the zone coverage so they can get more turnovers because the Denver Broncos defense, they need to create more turnovers. Well, zone helps you with that. Well, you're doing that as a defense. You're getting better with it, and you're getting used to zone coverage, and you're helping a quarterback who struggles in zone. And what I'm seeing from Bo is reading the zone coverages a lot better than he was last year.
Yeah.
And today in particular, Z, and you saw this too. There was a receiver. It was Troy Franklin.
It was.
Shout out Troy. All right, it's zone coverage. It's Jahdae Barron, and there's a safety over the top. And Bo was able to get it over. It was Jaquan McMillan.
It was.
Bo was able to get it over Jaquan McMillan, all right, but not past the safety and right into the hands of Troy Franklin. That was an impressive throw.
It was.
Kind of reminded me of Josh Allen when I was talking about Josh at the beginning of camp. He was having a play during camp, ZB, where there was 3 defenders, and Josh was able to put it in the middle of all 3 defenders, right? We know he's a great quarterback. But I finally saw a throw from Bo Nix where I'm like, wow, that throw right there, that's an elite throw that if you can do that more times than not, you're going to be in the league for a very long time. That was great to see from Bo in zone coverage, Z.
It really was. And I was standing right next to you when it happened, and we were both, all of us, that we're standing over there, we're like, ooh, how about that? And that's that more paced football. That's that layered throw, that mid-range jump shot. That's not something at the line of scrimmage, and it's also not rifling it downfield. Look, we've been talking about the middle of the field, right? And so, like, that was a little taste. And it wasn't just a good throw physically, and I know you mentioned this in the setup, but that's his weakness right there.
Yeah.
The best throw of the day has been his historical weakness through 2 NFL seasons. So that was really encouraging. Really good ball. Best throw of the day. Bo, throughout the day today, other than that throw, what kind of day do you think Bo Nix had?
It was I would say a solid day, Z, right? There's some inconsistency in certain parts. I know he's trying to build chemistry with certain players. He's still trying to read these zones, and VJ's doing a great job of throwing man zone at him so they can get some great work out of it. He's building a connection with Court when it comes to the back shoulder pass.
Yes,
I
saw
love
that.
to see that.
Yeah.
That's unstoppable to guard if you can get it down, especially with a big-time receiver. And one thing I will also say with Bo is they're doing a lot more hard count. They're trying to unravel a defense so they can check to a certain play, whether it's zone or man. But I want to see Bo be more consistent with the throws. I want to see Bo being more consistent in the pocket. There's still way too many times where his feet are not set like they should be. But this is practice. This is why you're doing it.
Sure.
And maybe, Z, this is why they're going to be playing him in that first preseason game, because they want to see what that looks like, even if Jalen Waddle or Marvin Mims does not play.
Yeah, Bo was asked about a few plays during preseason game number 1.
Excited. I think preseason is always a great time to get back out there and get your feet wet a little bit and see defenses be in a live situation before the first game.
But will you actually play on Friday?
I have no idea.
No idea. So that's going to be a Sean Payton call. But I think if Bo has his way, and I do wonder what kind of vote he does get in this. I'm sure that will become a larger vote the older he gets and the more veteran. But here in year 3, I'm sure he wants to play on Friday.
Why not? Like, you want to compete. You've been out for a very long time. You want to test that ankle out. You want to get hit so you can get over that fear, because every player, and it doesn't even have to do with football, but any player that gets hurt, you want to see and make sure that your knee can hold up or that body part can hold up after it gets hit. And so, yeah, he wants to be out there with his boys. It's going to come down to what Sean's comfortable doing. And are your guys playing? Is Waddle playing? Is Mims playing? Are you going to play court? Is J.K. Dobbins now playing, right? It's like things like that. You want your guys in there so you can build the chemistry and you have somebody that you can throw to, rely on, other than Pat Bryant and sometimes Troy Franklin.
Well, I'll say this, and if you're just joining us, J.K. Dobbins did get a little bit banged up today in practice. It was in the first team period, and he has not been doing much at all during team period. And I remember asking Sean in OTAs about, hey, is there a plan for JK, like a tailored plan for Dobbins? And he kind of blew it off and had some fun with me, saying, like, we have 3 backs and we're going to play them all, or however he said it. But they clearly did. They have lightened his workload in a major way.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, made a little cut. I thought it was a good run at the time.
It was a great run. It was really good vision. He saw the play well. We know that JK has really good vision.
He does.
But he kind of cut. It wasn't within the frame of his body. If you remember correctly, he made the cut, but he kind of had his body twerked like turned around a little bit. And I wonder, and this is why I said like a soft tissue, maybe oblique, something like that. I wonder if something stretched and pulled or tweaked a little bit, obviously. Yeah. And then he went to the trainer right after the run, got some water, and then they walked to the locker room, never came back out, the rest of practice. So that's a bit concerning, knowing that J.K. Dobbins, one, needs to stay healthy for us to have a good run game, but also J.K. has never been able to stay healthy for a full season.
Never.
And my man's already dealing with some type of soft tissue injury before the preseason games even start.
Right, yeah. So end of the world? No. Ideal? No. No. And then PS2 working on the side field, did not practice today. A bit interesting given the fact that yesterday was an off day, and then on Saturday he was also down. And we were told given a vet day. And so he looks like he's dealing with a little something. He was working with Marvin Mims, doing plyos on Greg Dulcich's Memorial Field, so we'll keep an eye out on that. But even Sean Payton is saying, today, we got to get, this was the first thing he said today in his press conference.
To be back today, some situational third down work and some call-it periods as well. Got to get a handle on some of the soft tissues. We've had a couple either strains, hamstring or groins. Continue to fight through that. Any questions?
All right, so yeah, they're going through it a bit. So we'll keep our eye on all these situations. Hey, a team that the Broncos have a good relationship with may need something the Broncos have a surplus of. We'll get to that. Also, what do you make of the most latest chatter when it comes to Nikola Jokic and an offer that no one saw coming? That's all next.
With Courtland Sutton and Jalen Waddle getting rest days at camp, the door's been wide open. The guys like Marvin Mims and second-year man Pat Bryant are walking right through it. New offensive play caller Davis Webb has the keys now. Could 2026 be a breakout year for both receivers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What is up, Broncos country? Phillip Lindsay here. Football season is officially back in Denver, and whether you're taking hits on the field, working hard throughout the week, or just trying to stay active in Colorado, knee, shoulder, and back pain can bench you quickly. But you don't have to sit there on the sidelines and just live with it. I'm begging y'all to stop living with pain and go see my friends at Regen RX in Denver. The professionalism at their Denver clinic is next level. Regen RX specializes in in-game changing platelet-rich plasma, or PRP, and regenerative stem cell therapy. These treatments tap into your body's natural power to repair damaged tissues, tackle inflammation, and execute a solid game plan to finally sideline those chronic aches and pains for good. Stop playing defense against joint pain. Give my friends at Regen RX a call today at 303-630-9770, or you can visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you guys. Get yourself back in the game.
A small roof problem today can become a major expense tomorrow. Colorado's hail, wind, and heavy snow can turn a few missing shingles or a small leak into costly water damage, mold, and even a full roof replacement. Don't wait until it's too late. Trust the experts at Colorado's Best Roofing. They provide honest inspections, dependable repairs, and reliable service to keep your home or business protected. Schedule your free roof inspection today. Visit roofingcolorado.com.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
At Gebhardt BMW, they're proud to serve their clients and deliver the luxury experience you expect from BMW and the Gebhardt family. They have immediate availability and flexible transportation options to accommodate your busy schedule. They also offer one-stop shopping for all your BMW needs, from maintenance to repairs, window tint to clear mask, and light body and wheel repair. They really are a one-stop destination for all your BMW needs. Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership in Boulder since 1975.
Do you know the Joker's stat line, but not your bottom line? Are you checking Rock's box scores and not your credit score? You watching Nate Dogg rack up assists but ignoring your own assets? I've been there. Trust me, it's Josh over here to tell you how my money's going farther these days. That's what I like about BOK Financial. It's what they're doing with Let's Talk Money. It's about paying a little more attention to the financial stuff that we all tend to avoid. Visit BOKFinancial.com to learn more. How that money you're saving can go a little farther. Let's Talk Money. BOK Financial. Member FDIC. Conditions apply.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Summers are made for time on your deck. Right now, when you purchase a new deck from 5280 Exteriors during August, you'll get free solar railing lights, no payments, and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. A 2-time President's Club winner, 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Aero Seal Colorado.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. All righty. So I'm just going to ask the question, okay?
You're going to piss some people off, Z? Anytime you ask the question, people get mad.
You know,
you're just asking.
If you're getting upset over this question, you know, that's probably more of a you issue. It is the 3 count brought to you by our friends at Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts. Do you see Teddy Bridgewater, former Bronco quarterback, retiring again? All right, his call, stepping away from the Detroit Lions. You know, I just think it's worth asking the question. Since you have a backup quarterback battle that is allegedly authentic and taking place every single day, do you try to pick up the phone and even think about moving on from either Sam Ehlinger or more mainly Jarrett Stidham for a team like the Detroit Lions, who just lost their backup quarterback, who is in a win now window? Yeah. Doesn't make any sense at all.
You know, ZB, if we went through preseason, let's just say you go through preseason and Sammy E lights it up, which he's gonna light it up. He's going with the 3s and 4s.
I think so too.
Oh, believe me, I was on the field with this man as he's lighting it up with the 3s and 4s, looking like the next Peyton Manning out there. I wouldn't do it. Me personally, I would not do it this year because you are in a Super Bowl window. You don't want to give up quarterbacks, even Sammy E, because they know the system. And if something does happen to Bo for a couple games, you have to be able to count on someone like Jarrett Stidham or Ehlinger to go out there and do it. Z, I would not try to go and trade Jarrett Stidham right now, especially when you're in this Super Bowl window. Keep your guys together. They have a great relationship, Bo Nix, Sammy E, and Stiddy. You keep that together for this year, and then next year you can break apart and, Stidham can go elsewhere.
Yeah, I think it's worth the conversation, but at the end of the day, I see this issue much like you do. I mean, you are in a Super Bowl window. I think at the end of the day, Jarrett Stidham, to someone's chagrin out there, I know, like right there, there's the Jarrett Stidham is the Antichrist. I think at the end of the day, he will be named the backup.
Okay.
And so I think because of that and because of Sean Payton's continued belief in Jarrett Stidham and the harmony in that room that you referenced, while it's worth the conversation and discussion, with Detroit, what would they be willing to give for? I don't think it's going to be any great shakes because you're taking on that salary too. So it'd probably be like a 6th-round pick or something like that, maybe
Detroit
a 5th-round
needs to
pick.
Get Anthony Richardson, somebody like that can sit behind him and go somewhere where they believe in him a little bit more than the Colts do. They can go down that road and probably get a 6th or 7th-round pick for AR-15 as of right now.
Yeah. Dante, you got something there behind the glass?
Yeah, I had heard that Richardson's not doing well in Indianapolis, and he could be a cut candidate.
Very interesting.
Oh, okay.
Very interesting. If he becomes available, Sean Payton, work your magic. Work your magic.
You want AR-15,
You've
huh?
done. I've talked about it for months, and Sean Payton has. It makes so much sense for all the reasons that I've laid out over the offseason. Sean Payton's propensity to rehab first-round flameouts, Zach Wilson, Teddy Bridgewater, Jameis Winston, he's done it repeatedly, and he's also shown the willingness to think outside the box with someone like Taysom Hill. Well, this physically is Taysom Hill on steroids, Anthony Richardson, but he's more physical freak than quarterback.
So what do you do, though? If you bring in AR-15, Anthony Richardson, do you give up Sam Ehlinger? Do you try to trade him? What do you do?
Well, you're not going to trade Sam Ehlinger, right? You're not going to get anything for Sam.
After the preseason, you will.
Maybe. But yeah, I would get rid of Sam Ehlinger, no problem. And Sammy's been having a good camp. By the way, I want to return to the Stidham conversation, what kind of camp he's having here. And we'll do that here in just a couple minutes. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, man, what a bizarre story here. So this puppy drops out of the sky, all right, earlier today, that a Greek businessman who owns Panathinaikos basketball club in Athens, Greece, if that name sounds somewhat familiar to you, this was, I believe, the club that was trying to get Jonas Valanciunas to play professionally last year, and the Nuggets said, no, this guy is staying in the United States. JV has obviously since moved on to a different club, I believe. But this Greek businessman, Dimitrios Yiannakopoulos, all right, said he made a proposal to the Denver Nuggets to buy out Nikola Jokic's final season of his current NBA contract and believes he can sign Jokic away next summer. And he said, this was on a Euro Insiders podcast, he said, quote, people are going to say, okay, now he's joking. I did make a very serious proposal this year, both to his team and to him. I got a rejection. I know that he has one more year of a contract. He went on to say, when he called Denver, it took a few seconds for the Nuggets to say, who? Greece? Where? What? Bye. But let's wait until next year, end quote. What do you make of this curveball of a story?
I mean, the man Jokic has not signed that contract yet. So anything goes. Anything is possible. You got to shoot your shot. If you don't try, you'll never know if it's going to succeed or not. So I like that my man is trying. I wonder how much money he's willing to give Jokic.
Right.
What does that look like?
Well, is it going to be, the money he's going to get from the Nuggets if he does, in fact, wait this out and re-sign? And don't forget, he's got a player option after this coming year. Jokic could slow play this again. We thought he was going to sign last summer. He didn't. He waits till this summer. Everyone says it's all cool. Now he's saying, I'm not signing this summer. This time next year, he could say, you want to know what? I'm picking up the player option. I'm going to play on my player option and then sign for the max amount.
Or go to Greece.
So no, I don't think this is going to happen. This would be one of the biggest curveballs in NBA history.
But you know what it's doing? It's generating buzz, publicity. So maybe there's a player out there that's at the end saying, you know what? Let me try that. If they're going to pay like that, like somebody like Westbrook, if you're going to play it like that, then I'm going to go ahead and go to Greece and get paid a lot of money to go dominate that league. Maybe it's a publicity stunt.
Well, someone like Westbrook, that actually he makes perfect sense for a situation like this. And we've seen over the course of NBA history, guys at the very end go overseas and play. I'm thinking of Stephon Marbury, who went over to China and was a star.
Shout out to the shoes
in China. Yeah, shout out to the Starberries. You know who else did it? Had a lot of success. Former All-NBA guy, Amare Stoudemire.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He went over to Israel and played for years. And, won a championship. Former Denver Nugget, Monte Morris is a backup point guard in the Euro League. So, yeah, it does happen, but it's not going to happen with Nikola Jokic. I can almost promise you. Okay. All right. What kind of camp is Jarrett Stidham having? I want to have a conversation about him, and I think it's relevant going into the weekend, and we'll talk about why next.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at AeroSeal Colorado. Guys, when your air conditioning system is kicking on, is that cold air that flows through your HVAC ducts, is it going where it's supposed to go with the pressure that it's supposed to have? Or do you know deep down you are not getting the best of that system? You have temperature differences upstairs to downstairs, room to room, all right? That's more than just comfort issues. Guys, that's an energy issue. That's a efficiency issue, all right? That's a utility bill issue once a month. Guys, AeroSeal Colorado can fix that, all right? The way that they came to my house and AeroSealed my ducts with their patented technology where they seal your HVAC's ducts from the inside, a truly innovative approach to making your home more comfortable, more energy efficient, and saving money on that utility bill. So go learn what I already understand to be true as a happy, satisfied customer at aerosealcolorado.com. That's AEROSeal Colorado.com.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Summer is a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your tan or abs. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to decades of thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it can even grow for life. Did I mention Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow? Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. The summer sales event is on for a limited time, so schedule your free consultation and get the details today. 720-459-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results with Advanced Hair. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and get your savings details while still available. That's 720-459-HAIR. or advancedhair.com.
Hi, this is Larry Jager with SCL Mortgage. We can offer you the best loan program at the best rate available. Whether you are purchasing, refinancing, or interested in a second mortgage, visit myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222 and MLS number 1200716.
Hey, Rob Biandino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled about 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. Man, I see so many bad stops on these DUIs, unlawful arrests, the police putting body cams off, the evidence is sketchy. We got to go get the evidence. We go find those cameras, the stores, the ATMs, the banks. We got the experts to challenge their breath tests, their blood tests. My office has over 100 years experience at this stuff. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com or 720-706-5151.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 25% upfront bonus? And are they promising you up to 9% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They aren't. That's up to $25,000 upfront or up to $9,000 per year on $100,000, guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Unlock your Trajan family office at TrajanWealth.com or call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states has Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements. For an 8% scheduling incentive and a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments, go to drhi.com. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, finished basements, windows, and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you, quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500, plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CummonsRecall.com.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, rolling right along here on a Monday. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. We're out at Denver Broncos once again. And we'll circle back here to some practice notes and things to pass along. A couple things that we have not gotten to yet that we will hear momentarily. But we have a backup quarterback competition happening here. All right?
See, do you truly believe that? I don't know if you could consider it a competition if you know the backup's going to be Stidham. That's the only thing I take from that. Like, I know Sean wants us to believe there's a competition between Ellinger and Stidham, but I'm not buying it, Z.
But here's the thing. And
I'm not buying it.
This is why I think this is interesting. Because at the start of training camp, I think I was with you. I know I was with you. I don't have to think about it. I knew, it's like, come on. They pitch Sam Ellinger some sort of vision in some scenario that you'll compete for the backup. I think they like Sam. I think they authentically do like Sam Ellinger. Like him enough to, for him to be the backup. I'm like, I don't think so. But you tell me, what kind of camp do you think Jarrett Stidham's having?
Average camp. It's not like the camp that Stiddy had last year.
Right.
Last year, Stidham was lighting it up.
He
From
was.
preseason games to camp, and I sat there and said, and people didn't like me saying it, I said, hey, he looks better than Bo Nix right now.
Yep.
Because he understood that he was a backup quarterback and he was just letting it go.
And he plays more from the pocket.
Yes.
And he last summer, there would be practices where Stidham was legitimately dicing up the Broncos defense.
Yes, the starters, right? The number ones. It wasn't just the twos, it was the number ones. But this year is a different story. I'm not saying he's having a bad camp, but it's very inconsistent.
Yeah.
And it starts with just getting a handoff, like the snap.
Phil, what is happening?
Man, what I'm thinking is happening is you got Luke Wattenberg that's been dealing with the elbow issue is what it looks like with the brace on. We're speculating still. I don't think it's came out, so I don't want to get in trouble. But it looks like an elbow. So what does that do to the backup center? It moves him with the starters, and now the 3s and the 4s are going back and forth with the 2s. So that's always going to mess up the chemistry. Now, I don't want to just use that as an excuse. So what I'm going to say is it's a mixture of the centers, and it's a mixture of Stidham not staying in long enough under the center to get the ball because it's happening way too much. And it's going to happen in the game if it continues to happen in practice, which now you're not going to be able to get good looks from some of these guys that you need to see so they can make the team. So Stiddy needs to start to clean that up. When it comes to dropping back, I think he's doing a good job, like always, where he's just comfortable in the system. He's dropping back, and he's taking the shots. I think this camp has been very inaccurate with the football.
Yeah.
It's my take on this when it comes to Stiddy just hitting easy routes, even downfield, very inaccurate with the ball.
Look, he's playing in an NFL camp every day, so you're going to be able to find throws that are good, right?
Yeah.
And he's an NFL quarterback or a backup anyway. That should happen. I'm wondering, because it looks so much different than last summer. I'm wondering that if that AFC Championship game truly messed with his confidence. Because one thing that Stidham has not lacked here in recent years is confidence, almost to the point where it's been outsized. An outsized confidence for who you are in the NFL.
What do you mean by that, though?
I just think that, like, you think of last summer, and definitely the year that he was competing with Bo as a first-round pick, he was loud, he was boisterous, he was throwing his flag or throwing his towel, rather, for flags. Like, you could hear and feel Jarrett Stidham and his spirit. That's not the case this year. Have you noticed that?
Oh, I'm noticing now that you're bringing it to light. Like, yes, he's not as happy.
Nope, he's got no spirit
No.
and he's
No energy.
No energy. He has not looked like a confident player, and he is not playing well.
So do you think it's because of not only the confidence, but maybe there is, Z, like you said earlier, maybe the quarterback competition is getting to him?
I think definitely could be playing a role. I think it's more of, dude, I got the opportunity of a lifetime. Sean Payton stuck his neck out for me. And then now the next time I'm seeing him, the guy that stuck his neck out for me, I'm now in a competition with Sam Ehlinger. And I just wonder if this is all put together in, a football stew, and he is in his own head, because I'm seeing a different player. I just am. And so, like I said at the start of this, it was like, Stidham's going to be the backup. And the most likely result is probably Stidham still will be the backup.
Yes.
But also, I always say this, new information, new opinions, and what do I have now that I didn't have then? It doesn't look the same.
Unless Sam Ehlinger is going to be with the twos at some point, and he's showing us that he can dice up a team with the number twos, I can't believe if Ehlinger is going with the 3s and 4s and he's winning those battles. Because, Z, I've said this all the time, I saw it with my own eyes on the football field.
I know.
And maybe it's PTSD, and he was young at the time, and he's growing.
He has, and Webb has talked about his growth, year over year.
But then I need to see it with the twos during a preseason game. And maybe they will give him the opportunity, but if they don't, if the Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, and Davis Webb do not give Sam Ehlinger the opportunity with the twos, it's telling us everything we need to know. They're going with Stiddy for the number 2 spot. They're going to keep Ehlinger as a number 3 because they like his development, they like his growth, and they like him as a player, and he has a great relationship with Bo, but they're not looking for Ehlinger to come up and be the number 2 as of right now. Maybe it's what you said earlier, Z. Maybe it's next year after Stidham's contract runs out.
Yeah, we'll see. This is a Davis Webb over the weekend talking about these two quarterbacks.
They've been great. I mean, Stiddy, he's been in a year 4. He spotted play for us very well, and I think Sam has grown tremendously from last year to this year, and we're really, really fortunate to have 3 really good quarterbacks, and not every organization can say that. We can, and we trust all 3 if they had to play, and I'm really looking forward to those guys in the preseason.
Actions over words. We'll see how they proceed with these 2 quarterbacks. And you're right. If Ehlinger does not get a authentic opportunity in the preseason games when the lights are on to play with the twos, then this was never a real competition in the first place. And that wouldn't shock me. Not only do coaches do this, Sean Payton does this.
Yeah.
I saw him do it with his hand-picked first-round quarterback. Have a 3-way competition. Was that ever an authentic competition? I don't think so. But he followed through with it anyway. So we'll see how this plays out, but I'm telling you, I think there's something to the conversation of Jarrett Stidham's confidence has been rattled. What's the source of it? Is it the AFC Championship game? Is it being placed into a competition? Someone on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, said maybe that his teammates' lack of confidence in him is rubbing off on his own confidence. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know. But the only thing that I think I know, man, last year's Jarrett Stidham to this year, camp over camp, it's just different, Phil.
It is. And something like that can scar you. You have an opportunity of the lifetime. All right, you're everybody is rallying around you just for you to go out there and do something that you're not used to doing, like doing a chest pass, right? And knowing that, like, that's not your character, but you did it in the biggest moment. And now you have to come back and you have to look at everybody in the face and say, hey, man, I messed that up for us as well. And then go back into it, and hopefully they trust you enough, but you got to go out there and show it. So for Stidham, if he is lacking confidence, he's going to have to gain that back in this first preseason game, which, if this is an organic quarterback battle, we're going to see a lot of Ehlinger and we're going to see a lot of Stiddy early when maybe Bo gets like a drive, if he even plays at all, Z.
Yeah. And one more on the RamosLaw.com text line. the Cecil has got to the Stiddy.
No.
Don't Stidham. Don't listen to our midday
please don't.
show. Because if anything's going to rattle your confidence, it's listening to those guys talk about you.
Same
Okay.
guys that put your face on their social media.
Yes, Stiddy for the city.
Damn.
That was like a sale for a limited time only. Okay. What you need to know from Broncos training camp coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to Aero Seal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, it can feel like there's only one option. Do your homework first. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Mike Evans. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you right here in Denver. They concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, avoiding it altogether. And that's why it makes sense to explore every option before making a decision that can change your life. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. A conversation and consultation are totally free. Call today, 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
I'm Rob Wilhite. If you've been in a car accident, you need experience that wins. For almost 50 years in Colorado, my firm has recovered over $1 billion for crash victims. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey Denver, Zach here. Need foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space repair, egress windows, or concrete work? Trust Homestrong to get it done. They can even turn your crawl space into a finished basement in weeks. Visit BuildHomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're a guy over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, you need to know about PAE, prostate artery embolization. It's minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're back home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatments with near zero impact on sexual function. Top-tier radiologists, boutique setting, personalized care in Lakewood. Go to coloradoae.com.
At Applied Future Technologies, they use AI and automation to solve real business problems. How much time does your team lose to repetitive tasks, manual data entry, and searching through information? They build practical solutions around your organization's unique needs. Tools that organize and analyze information, streamline workflows, reduce backlogs, and support faster decisions. Give your team more time to focus on what matters most. Discover what Applied Future Technologies can automate for you at appliedfuture.com.
You know that feeling, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of bills, wondering how you got here? Credit cards, car payments, subscriptions you forgot about. It all piles up. But here's the thing. If you own a home, you're sitting on the answer. American Financing can help you declutter your monthly bills into a single manageable payment. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture, not just one piece. All right? The average customer savings is $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there is never any upfront fees or obligation with American Financing. This is a family-owned lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. So pick up the phone. and start that conversation at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or simply visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Brought to you by Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advanced healthcare with human kindness in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Common Spirit Health. Human kindness lives here.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
Halfway home on a Monday in our first, in some ways, game week.
What time is it? Game time.
We'll talk about the preseason game here in just a couple minutes. That is waiting for us on Friday, early evening. All right. But today, reacting to practice, what was your biggest takeaway from being out there today?
Biggest takeaway is defensively, ZB, I'm seeing a lot more zone coverage. Now, I don't know if that's something we're going to see throughout the regular season, but it is interesting because since I've known Vance Joseph, VJ, the defensive coordinator, he loves to go man. Now, he'll switch it up. He'll disguise it to look like zone, and usually they're going to go man. Now, of course, every now and then they're going to go zone, but it seems like they're working on it a lot, and I don't know if that's to help Bo out. I don't know if that's just to help themselves out so that they can get familiar with doing that, because zone is definitely different than man. Man, everybody sticks with their guy. You get beat one-on-one, that's on you, but zone, you're passing off. You have to do a lot more communicating, and if you don't communicate the right way, Z, then there's big old holes just sitting in the gap or the zone right there, and now you have chunk plays, or maybe a receiver, if he's good enough, he takes it to the house because of that. And we've seen that where there's a bunch of blown coverages with the defense.
Correct.
Especially early because of the lack of communication. You know, Hufanga and PS2, maybe it's Jade Barron and the safety. So you're trying to iron things out right now so that you can utilize it during the season. So it's a switch up, right? It's a change of pace switch up so you can get more turnovers, because I always say this, when you're playing man, all right, you're turning around chasing the receiver around. When you're playing zone, you're looking at the quarterback. You're finding the zone. If you're a receiver but a defensive player, he's trying to pick the ball off. He's trying to be more aggressive, but he can do that when he has his eyes on that QB, Z.
How much of this, and I'm asking you to just guess here, I mean, how much of it is, hey, Bo Nix is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL against man. He's one of the 5 worst against zone. We need to throw him zone looks, even if it means like work almost coming out of our character.
Yeah, our comfort zone.
You know, and we're going to play this because the other side of the ball, and specifically the quarterback, he needs to get these looks.
I think there's I'm not going to say a huge part. I think there's a part in that where you're having these communication, you're having these talks before the practice, saying, hey, this is what I want to see. But also, like I said earlier, it's the defense needs to get more turnovers than last year. Now, Hufanga had 4 opportunities and did not take advantage of it, but it is easier when you're looking at the quarterback and your back's not turned.
Right.
So I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's to help Bo out with the zone coverages and help him get used to it. And it's also another opportunity for the defense to have a change-up so they can disrupt the quarterback and change the momentum by having those turnovers, maybe a sack. Maybe it makes the quarterback second-guess himself, because it's like, damn, I thought they were going to go man. They go zone. Now I'm holding on to the ball longer. Bada boom, bada bing. Nick Bonito with the sack turnover, and now you give your offense an opportunity to score and increase that lead.
Yeah, Bonito did actually have a sack today.
He did.
As did Jonah Ellis, as did Drew Sanders for a second consecutive practice. So Drew Sanders, you know, not quite in the grave yet. He's playing for his NFL livelihood. It's good to see him make some plays. Maybe he's getting healthier, and that's someone to really watch in these preseason games. Yeah. He's going to have to play and play well in those games. in terms of my biggest takeaway, I wish it was something more football related, but it's more stuff on the injury front. Pat Bryant did not, Pat Surtain did not practice with the team today. And you could say, it's just a vet day. Well, he had the day off yesterday, and also he was given a vet day on Saturday. So that's 3 straight days without practicing, and it sort of smacks of the Sutton stuff, where it's just another vet day. He'll be out there tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes, he's not out there. Well, he was dealing with a little something, and that's okay, right? It's still early August 10th here today, but not great on whatever front that is for PS2, whether it's a groin, hamstring, calf, something. But then even more concerning than that, because I'm not really worried about that with PS2. Not really. We don't have much of an injury history there, and he was at least doing stuff on the side. The Dobbins stuff, though, and if you haven't heard, maybe you're getting off work or what have you, J.K. Dobbins did something in the first phase of team, and he tweaked something. And he came off the field, was talking to a trainer, walked inside, and never came back out. And whatever happened unto itself did not look like a massive deal. But any of this stuff on the J.K. Dobbins front, we're going to be sensitive to it because this is the story of J.K. Dobbins. And we're inside of a week of him pinky promising everyone and saying that I'll buy you a dress, I'll buy you a drink if I can't stay healthy.
My man must have been listening to T-Pain.
And so here he is, before the first preseason game was played, he did something. And with him specifically, it's like, man, it's always going to be right on the top of our radar because this has been the story of his career.
Well, Z, somebody out there might be saying, why are you guys so concerned with JK? We're not the only ones. You had a Starbucks today, and a guy,
my gosh, yes.
somebody writes on your cup how they feel about JK, or they're asking you a question about J.K. Dobbins. That's how concerned people are about J.K. this year and staying healthy.
Yeah, it's funny, man, because this is just sort of like a microcosm of where we're at. I went to go pick up my Starbucks today, which is a half mile from where we do the show. And 1 or 2 people in there have gathered over the years, running into listeners and stuff, that I have a show. And someone wrote on the cup, instead of enjoy your day or a smiley face, as they often do at Starbucks, they wrote, first time, long time. Is J.K. Dobbins cooked? Couple question marks. Thanks, Zach. I'll hang up and listen with a smiley face. That's what was written on the side of my Starbucks cup today.
Well, I'm not as good as you. I don't even know what they wrote for me.
Enjoy.
Get better.
That's it. It's pretty scribbly, but that says enjoy. Okay. And that's what it normally says. But again, I'm going to pick up a Starbucks, and that's the question about J.K. Dobbins. And that's fresh off of a practice where Dobbins is once again banged up. Hopefully, man, knock on some wood, that this guy is I'm not expecting to see him tomorrow. If we did, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But I'm not expecting to see him for a couple days and them being very precautious with him. Because here's the thing, guys.
See, they've been cautious with him.
I was just going to say, guys, if you're not out there the way that we are, and maybe you only see 1 practice, maybe 2, I mean, what's the most carries Dobbins has gotten in a Broncos training camp practice so far?
Maybe 3. No, literally, maybe 3. And usually you want 4 or 5, maybe 6 or 7, and then you're out there pass protecting, just getting in the groove, in the rhythm of playing football again.
Yep.
Callousing that body, I continue to say, callousing that body, and that's something that J.K. Dobbins is not doing. He may get 1 handoff during inside drill, and maybe it's 2 handoffs during a team period. Well, we're out there for 2.5 hours, and yet J.K.'s not touching the ball like he should be. I'm not saying give him 15 carries, but I'm saying let him get acclimated to being back out there, get back to used to being with the offensive line. He's another one, just like Bo Nix, who's been sitting there on the sideline because of his injury. Let him get going a little bit more. And the Denver Broncos, the coaching staff, they have not done that. And I understand they want to keep this man healthy, but you still have to callous your body, ZB. The same thing that happened to Jonathan Taylor when I was there. JT did not go through a bunch of team periods. He did not go through preseason games. He did not go through a joint practice. But that first game against the Houston Texans, they ran that man 30 times in one game, week 1. 30 times, and he got hurt his ankle. Now, of course, that's a lot of carries for a running back, but also I believe he wasn't mentally ready for that workload and for physically just for him to be out there. And that's something that I kind of get worried about with J.K. Dobbins. What does it look like week 1 against the Chiefs? And the Chiefs are still going to be tough. You're on the road, and you have to count on him, and maybe you give him 15, 17 carries to win the game. All right, in a 17-game year, Like, that's a lot on the body if you're not calloused the right way, Z.
Totally. I'm going to be really curious to follow this situation and how they continue to handle Dobbins. This is the first thing Sean Payton said at his press conference today.
To be back today, some situational third down work and some call-it periods as well. Got to get a handle on some of the soft tissues. We've had a couple either strains, hamstring or groins. Continue to fight through that. Any questions?
Can you pinpoint why there's so many soft tissue injuries this time in camp?
I think it's heat related as much as, you always try to look at your pre-practice routine, your hydration, obviously. And, it's incumbent on the player. It's hard for anyone to know your soft tissue. And so I'm always looking at what we did leading up to maybe a period where someone had a strain. So, we had a warm down after practice, and we'll continue to focus on it, though.
And one more from Sean, maybe an update on J.K. Dobbins?
Soft tissue, I think he's going to be fine. We're just being smart with it. So it's back to what I was saying at the beginning.
All right, so not ideal, not the end of the world, but also not ideal with a player with his track record specifically, talking about J.K. Dobbins. Okay, we heard from Vance Joseph over the weekend. What was the DC of one of the league's best defenses saying? We'll hear from VJ next.
Let's go! Riley Moss has shown up on the standout list almost every day at Broncos camp.
Raiders on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Breaking up passes, locking guys down. It's a contract year, and he's playing like it. So are we looking at the best cornerback duo in football with Moss on one side and Pat Surtain on the other? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
You know your age, your weight, your income, and probably even the mileage on your car. But what's your testosterone level, and is that level normal for your age? If you don't know the answer, Low T Center can help, and we'll do it for free. Come take a free testosterone test and find out if Low T Center can help invigorate your life like it has for thousands of other men in your area. Go to fixmylowt.com and book an appointment online for your free T-test today.
On BritBox, your next hidden gem is right around the corner.
If you're going to be bold, here is the place to do it.
Get ready for Britain's most anticipated series, streaming exclusively on BritBox. Catch new seasons of favourites, including Ludwig, starring David Mitchell.
You want someone to get murdered?
And the eagerly awaited new adaptation of Agatha Christie's iconic detective duo, Tommy and Tuppence.
Do you think we're actually really good at this?
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial.
Every year, summer ends and the kids go back to school. This year, I'm going back too, at My Computer Career. They helped me get financial aid, and I got to choose online or on-campus classes that fit my needs. Now I'm on a fast track to a high-demand IT career where the rewards can finally match my value. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. It's never too late to go back to school.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Here's a story my lovely wife Kimberly was particularly proud of. Jeffrey, a listener just like you, called 303 Law 4040 and said he was T-boned by a driver running a red light and rammed his car right into a tree. When the cops came, the other driver lied and the police believed him. They said Jeffrey was at fault. Now, with the big made-for-TV lawyers, that's where the case would normally end. Many of them won't even touch a case if they actually have to work to prove it. But Jeffrey insisted he was innocent. He worked with us together on our team to find the witnesses and the evidence to get the ticket overturned and the insurance company's denial reversed. At 303 Law 4040, we aren't a big settlement mill like the made-for-TV lawyers. Each client meets with me and my lovely wife Kimberly in person, and you get our cell phone numbers. If you've been injured in an accident, you know the number, 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We can't stop time, but we can make your day more efficient. And we can help you get fit and stay fit.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this, no more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms. And here's the touchdown play, get your family involved. Your health is your ultimate MVP, and I know staying fit is not always easy. Whether it's Rod, Carl, or myself, we shop at Fitness Gallery, and you should too. With the right equipment at home, you can train like a pro whenever it suits you. You never regret buying quality. Fitness Gallery sells commercial-grade equipment for the home. It's simply the best.
Invest in your health and happiness with Fitness Gallery. Visit one of our 7 store locations for a free home gym layout and design today.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've trusted Natural Tree Care and Recycling with my property for over 3 years, and there's a reason I keep calling them back. The owner, Aaron, a Colorado native, so they're locally owned, consistent, reliable. They do everything with integrity. They protect healthy trees throughout the drought. They keep your landscape looking incredible. No job is too big or too small, so give them a call at 303-803-3850 or visit naturaltreerecycle.com. That's naturaltreerecycle.com. You'll see why I'm a customer for life.
In Colorado, relationships matter. That's why contractors across the Front Range choose Western Pacific for doors and millwork. 35 years of quality products, next-day delivery, and fast will call service. Visit GoWestPack.com. Western Pacific, local ownership, professional expertise.
Arby's is on your side in the fight against Big Rush Hour. Get $1 fries and sliders between 2 and 6 p.m. with the purchase of any regularly priced food item only at participating Arby's.
Arby's, we have the meat.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, rolling right along here.
Rolling. Keep rolling.
We heard from Vance Joseph over the weekend. What does Vance do? I mean,
that's my guy. See,
Vance has to just mean so much to you.
He does. He gave me my opportunity, right? And obviously, VJ went to Colorado, played at the University of Colorado back in the day. But he saw something in me that obviously the other teams didn't, and he gave me the opportunity. But the one thing VJ did, because it's easy when you have a couple good games, but he stuck with me, that he obeyed his eyes and said, you know what, you are the better running back right now than a Royce Freeman or Devontae Booker, and I'm going to ride you and tell you the wheels fall off of you. And for that, I can thank him for giving me the opportunity to just play. Put my story out there with my play, not just with me talking, but show you that I truly belong here in this league, and he gave me it. So I'm always going to have a soft spot for VJ, but also he's a good coach. He's a good person, but a good coach that puts his players in good situations. And obviously you're seeing that with the defense and how they're doing. And people praise VJ all the time of how good of a coach he is. And he will get his opportunity after this year to be a head coach.
You think so?
He deserves it, man. Like if the defense is top 5 again, and let's say they're not 5, let's say they're number 3, why wouldn't he get an opportunity, Z?
Well, I mean, he just
Because that's consistently just being a great defense for 3 years in a row by that time.
Yeah, no, and VJ, he's got pelts on the wall. I mean, this is a team that just went 14-3 in large part because of his defense.
Yeah.
Like, the defense was the backbone of the club. They just set the all-time franchise sack record. They went to the AFC Championship game. Like, Vance's defense was awesome. I think that just the trend in the NFL, it's the young offensive mind, right? It's like, well, who's the next Davis Webb? Who's the next Ben Johnson? Who's the next fill in the blank? And so it could just be a numbers game once again. But I'm hoping. Look, I hope they set the franchise record for turnovers in a season.
Yes.
And the Broncos are winning a Super Bowl. Broncos go win a Super Bowl. Vance Joseph is going to get a job. He was talking over the weekend, man. He said a collection of things. Someone that is really continually, and once again, it happened today, and it's almost like not to the same as Pat Bryant, but nearly every single day, Ini Awazarike is out there making plays.
Big fella.
He would have taken the head off of Jarrett Stidham today if it was an actual game. I mean, he would have just decapitated him. And maybe not to that same degree, but we're seeing Ini Awazarike make a play kind of like that nearly on a day-to-day basis. And this was VJ talking about his young defensive lineman.
First, I've seen a guy who changed his body. I mean, he's always been a big man, and now he's leaned out. He's moving very well. He's powerful. He's playing nose, 4-eye, 3 technique for us. He's rushing the passer better. So he's definitely fixed his body, and that's changed the player. He's always wanted it. He's always been a run stopper for us, but now he's a pass rusher. So it's fun to watch him improve. He's been dominant the last 2 days. It's fun to watch.
He's been dominant.
Yeah.
That is unique verbiage to attach to someone who is not yet a household name in Denver, Colorado. Guys, I'm telling you, I know you hardcore fans know exactly who Awazarike is and his story, but we have a lot of listeners that kind of are like, okay, Bronco season again. I'm going to get into sports radio. Ini Awazarike is a name that you have to know before the season kicks off on Monday Night Football against Kansas City, because by the end of this campaign, if he's healthy and is going to do what we think he's going to do, or I think he's going to do, I'll speak for myself, he will be a household name by the end of the season.
I mean, he's been very consistent throughout camp. It hasn't been just 2 days. Inside drill, he's blowing up plays. Team, he's blowing up plays. He does look like he's in more shape. He does look like he can be out there not just for 1 or 2 plays, but for 3 or 4 if you're asking him to do that. And so I think for him, it was a wake-up call, one, dealing with the issue with the gambling thing.
Yep.
It's like, man, I could be out the league so fast here.
That's a wake-up call.
It's a big-time wake-up call. But also, when John Franklin Myers left, it showed a lot of confidence in Awazarike and the guys behind John Franklin Myers. And now you're like, okay, they do believe in me. They are going to give me this chance. Let me go out here and take advantage of this opportunity. And so now he's going to be alongside DJ Jones, Zach Allen. He's going to have that help. But that big body where he's, 6'5", 6'6", 300 pounds, and the man can move, that's a scary sight to see. And he seems like he's getting better every single day. Now, he has to stay healthy, but he's going to have a big role during the game time or game days. And it's going to start Friday. If they're going to play their players, starters, then that's Awazarike is going to be out there, Z.
More on that conversation in just a couple minutes. Here's more from Vance Joseph. Hey, are you impressed with Davis Webb, the play caller?
First of all, he's smart. He's so smart. He understands defenses. And the best play callers in this league understand defenses. So he's not just calling plays to call plays. I can tell, When he knows the coverage, he is calling the exact beater he should call. That's the first sign for a play caller in this league, in my opinion. And he has got great energy, man. He's pushing the guys to get better. He understands running the football is going to be, our calling card. But he's calling plays that makes the defense work. The shifts and motions, that makes us work. And he's got a bunch of wide open concepts in practice because of shifts and motions. So he's worked very hard from the spring to now to put it all together, man, and it looks really good, and it's hard every day to kind of not game plan, but kind of just get ready for the things he's given us, because it's a lot, but it's so good for the offense to kind of show us it all. But the shifts and motions and the window dressing pre-snap has been good for all of us to see.
Isn't that so interesting? That was a 53-second, response, and he's not just calling plays.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what he's doing. He understands defenses uniquely through those quarterback eyes, and it's calling beaters. And then he's like, again, we started telling you guys about this in mandatory minicamp. the pre-snap movement. Denver Broncos dead last in the NFL a year ago, and we are just seeing the Broncos sort of catch up with the newer age NFL offenses through all that window dressing, pre-snap motion, getting the defense to declare what exactly they're trying to do.
You must have some of that pre-snap motion, the window dressing, one, like you said, to declare zone or man, but also to get these linebackers and safeties out of place. Even if it's to move over a step, that can help someone like J.K. Dobbins break for a 50-yard touchdown. And even today, Z, we saw it a couple times where there's some creativity with the motioning and coming back. And there was one where they motioned Pat Bryant just for Pat Bryant to come back around as a puller and hand the ball off to the running back. It's things like that that can help you be explosive, and that's coming from Davis Webb and VJ seeing it. And I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's a final product, finished product, right? When it's finalized and you have your guys and you can kind of just get deep into your bag and be very detailed. What does that look like game to game?
As of a few hours ago, we now have a better understanding on what game days are going to look like for this Broncos offense between Sean Payton, Davis Webb, and Bo Nix. We'll pass along what we know next.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
As you look over the course of your life, you have some real regrets. Some of those regrets seem so deep, you wonder if you can breathe. I understand. For Alpine Bank, member FDIC, I'm Jay Rickstrew. Back then, you thought you were doing the right thing. But now, years later, you know that those decisions tore you up. So much so, you wish you could go back and do it all over again. But we can't go backwards, can we? We can only reap the wisdom we gain from the regrets and move forward. Alpine Bank wants to share something that may help you. It's a Native American saying. It goes, "Your soul would have no rainbows if your eyes had no tears. Be gentle with yourself. You're only human. Put those past regrets far behind you."
Skip this year's front porch roofing circus and bring in the local professionals.
Visit us at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros.
Hey, this is Rob Biandino at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. If you've been injured in a car accident or property damage, you need our help. I handle all my cases personally. I know all the medical experts, all the damage experts to get you the most for your injuries and your damages. If you're injured in an accident, call me. I will go to war for you. The insurance company knows that I'm a trial lawyer. That will get you more money, a better settlement at the end of the day. Give me a ring, 720-706-5151. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, tax, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
Find your next adventure this August in the new 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid during the Honda Summer Event at Champ Honda. With impressive hybrid efficiency, modern technology, and the versatility Colorado drivers love, the CR-V Hybrid is ready for your daily commute or your next weekend getaway. Champ Honda has one of their largest selections in years, making it easy to find the right vehicle. Plus, with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, buying is simple, transparent, and Champ Honda never charges dealer handling fees.
Progressive knows when it's 3 a.m. and you can't sleep, your mind starts racing.
asking the big questions.
Why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle? How come you never see baby pigeons? Am I breathing weird right now, or have I always breathed like this?
Progressive can't help with those questions. But if the question keeping you up at night is about your insurance, rest assured, we're here online when you need us, 24/7, 365.
But seriously, where are all the baby pigeons?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Dental phobia? Consider sedation dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, coloradosedation.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. When I'm looking for a place that delivers big on flavor and has an awesome atmosphere, I head to Jack's. Locally owned with locations in Denver on Pearl Street and the new flagship in Lone Tree at Park Meadows Drive. Jack's serves premium Australian Wagyu, incredible seafood, and chef-driven dry-aged specialties. Grab lunch, enjoy social hour from 3 to 5, or make it a date night. And don't miss the Blind Tiger Speakeasy. Jack's, where upscale meets comfortable.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're gonna do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Step Denver, a nonprofit solution to addiction and homelessness.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, hanging out with you here on a Monday. Appreciate you guys rocking with. We're reacting to Broncos practice, some news and notes that is surrounding the team right now. All right, we were just listening to Vance Joseph there, all right, and good stuff from the Broncos DC. I think there was some misinterpretation on the RonaldSlaw.com text line talking about, hey, if this guy doesn't have another playoff push, he's not going to lose his job. No, we were talking about him getting promoted to a head coaching job if the Broncos defense excels once again. He has taken interviews, Vance hasn't got that second opportunity. And I know a bunch of people are rooting for him. You know, even hearing Davis Webb talking about Vance over the weekend and how well respected he is around the National Football League. If he can maintain it, right, plus add in some takeaways, you know, Vance will be in a position to once again at least get a chance to interview. Getting a job, not sure. Just not sure about that. Okay, to Davis Webb. All right, Davis Webb over the weekend asked, hey, will you be on the sideline or the booth? And this is what he said.
Still working through that, Sean and I. I would like to be on the field is where I'm at today. I didn't play much in my NFL career. I kind of saw the game a lot from that point of view, so I feel pretty good there. But, you know, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but that's where we're headed right now.
All right, so this time last week I asked Sean about where Davis was going to stand. He gave me a very muted response. Not sure. We haven't even talked about it.
Yeah.
Got bigger fish to fry right now. Cool. The weekend comes. Davis Webb vocalizes what he wants to do. He wants to call games from the sideline. Payton was then asked about that today.
It's not like we're splitting the atom. Like, that's probably where he'll be with his communication and the QBs, and it's an area where I felt comfortable, and I think you get the plays in so quickly, either from up or down, but I have that same vision.
All right, and here's one more. Payton on agreeing with Webb about staying down on the field.
Just think his presence as a teacher and as a coordinator, everyone's different, but I think he and I haven't even talked about it, and I know he felt the same way I did, so we both answered your questions prior to a meeting. We still haven't had that meeting, but that's probably, I see that happening.
Okay. Now, Sean, in that answer, said he sees it the way I see it.
Yeah.
That he wants to be down on the field. I think that means he sees play calling the way that I see it, and I want to be down on the field. Maybe not necessarily I see it the way he sees it in terms of I want him down on the field. I'm not sure about that part, but if your play caller is saying, hey, this is where I want to be, and you're empowering him, you have to kind of follow his lead. You don't have to, but you probably should follow his lead in that department.
I wouldn't understand if Davis Webb wants to be on the field and you say no. Why? Like, he's the play caller. He has to be comfortable calling these plays, and he wants to be around his quarterback, maybe ask some questions, maybe talk to the offensive line, the running backs, the receivers. Like, you want him on that field. So I think it should be up to the play caller to decide whether he wants to be in the box or on the football field. Now, I think for Davis Webb, when he did call plays last year during the preseason games, EB, and you were there against the Arizona Cardinals, he did a great job of calling some explosive plays, and he was on the sideline. It's where he needs to be, where he's more comfortable, where he's more confident, and he can talk to Bo Nick so that they can game plan. I've had coaches that are in the box. It's hard to communicate with them and talk about what you're seeing on the field because you have these headsets on. When he's on the field or when he's on the sideline, the offensive coordinator, the play caller, you can have great communication, great conversation so that you can get on the same page. And if someone like Davis Webb wants to bring everybody together, he can do that and look everybody in the eyes and talk about what he wants to do next. So Davis Webb needs to be on that sideline if he wants to be, ZB. It shouldn't be up to Sean Payton.
Yeah, very interesting. And what is this going to look like on game days? Like the head coach, the play caller right next to him. We've seen Bo coming off the field and be, frustrated and upset. And, how that triangle works between head coach, offensive coordinator, and franchise quarterback. I'm fascinated by it all. And we should get our first look at it here in about 96 hours from right now. I mean, Friday is going to be here before you know it. We've made it to a game week. It's the Atlanta Falcons on Friday in Atlanta at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon here locally. So here we go.
Up. Here we are. We're here. Here we go. I'm here. And now it's on Davis Webb to go out there. Now it's going to be vanilla play calling. You don't want to give up some of your really good plays, your creativity, the motions.
Sure.
But it's his first time where he's truly the play caller that gets to go ahead and relay that message or speak through that walkie-talkie so the quarterback can relay the message to the team and have some rhythm to it. Gain the rhythm, gain the confidence so that you're ready to go week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Speaking of that rhythm, Webb talked about getting into that over the weekend.
I think I'm looking forward to everyone getting the rhythm, our staff, our players. And now the huddle will learn something every game, every drive, and then we'll kind of review it as the game goes, and especially post-game, and try to get 3 good opportunities before Kansas City on Monday night. It'll be rocking, and I know they'll be a good team, so it'll be a good opportunity for us to kind of feel that out because most of these practices are scripted, and we kind of know what we're going to run. They kind of know what they're going to run, and we'll see what happens in a few weeks.
We'll see what happens in a few weeks. How about we'll see what happens in about 4 days? What does it look like, operationally? How clean is it? A new play caller, but you have all this continuity, right? And what will be the approach from Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos when it comes to Bo Nix, when it comes to the starters, when it comes to a couple of the guys that have been out of the fold, if they come back here in the next couple of days? I want to have that conversation. Also, things change fast in the NFL. Are we seeing a shift in real time when it comes to one member of the Broncos offense? And we'll get back into what you need to know from today's practice, and we're going to get to all of it because we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
With Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle getting rest days at camp, the door's been wide open.
A lot of football.
The guys like Marvin Mims and second-year man Pat Bryant are walking right through it. New offensive play caller Davis Webb has the keys now. Could 2026 be a breakout year for both receivers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This week's Recovery of the Week is brought to you by Step Denver, the men's residential addiction recovery program in Lower Downtown. Our Recovery of the Week this week belongs to Denver Broncos quarterback Bo Nix, who fractured his ankle in one of the final plays in the divisional round against the Buffalo Bills in the 2025 playoffs, and then had a secondary surgery a few months later, but is back at training camp, running around, and appears to have made a full recovery and is ready to go for the 2026 season. And that was your Recovery of the Week, brought to you by Step Denver. And I'm sitting down with Andrew. Thank you for sitting down with me. If you don't mind telling me, what brought you to Step Denver?
Oh, just tired of fighting the addiction, and I own a business and tired of messing it up and building it back up again. Always wanted to come and get help. Just think pride was in the way of that and didn't want to admit that there was problems with drinking and stuff like that with the employees and family, most of all. But my dad was a fan of your guys' radio station, and that's how I heard about this, and that's how I ended up in here. And extremely grateful for this program here, and you guys getting out to work as well. But staff here is great. The program is great, and I think this is probably the best opportunity that I'm going to have to really move forward in life.
Man, that is a success story. The fact that you heard about this program or your dad did from our radio station, and now you're in a much better place, safe to say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being vulnerable and telling us your story. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, if you are struggling with addiction or you want to make a donation to help the men who are calling STEP to get their life back today, visit stepdenver.org. That's stepdenver.org.
You worked hard for your money. It's time your money worked harder for you. Open a 7-month CD from Wings Credit Union and earn a guaranteed 4.4% annual percentage yield with just a $500 minimum deposit. It's one of our best rates of the year, but like all good things, it won't stick around forever. Get started today at wingsco.com/CD special. Let's figure it out together. Rate accurate as of July 31st, 2026, and subject to change without notice. Subject to eligibility. Insured by NCUA.
Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing Colorado's Front Range for over a decade with products built for Colorado's ever-changing climate. Get windows, doors, and siding manufactured to last a lifetime, backed by strong warranties. Buy more, save more this August. When you mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans, you'll save an additional 5%. With all the Bluebird days in Colorado, enjoy it while looking through beautiful, energy-efficient windows from Bluebird. Financing options available. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
On behalf of my friends at American Financing, let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Walk into the back office of most small businesses and you'll see an old DVR humming on a shelf and a camera over the register the owner isn't even sure is recording. They got that like 10 years ago, and the company that installed it doesn't pick up. Vantage can repair or replace all of it. Cameras that read a face in the dark. Access control, network, intercom, AV. One company, one number. Invest in real security for your business or property. Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit business.vssicolorado.com today.
Don't guess on major HVAC, plumbing, or electric repairs. Get a free second opinion and same-day service from Fix It 24/7. Honest answers, fast help. Visit fixmyhome.com today.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Monday, reacting to a bunch of stuff, honestly. We have our first Denver Broncos preseason game. It is days away.
Crazy, Z. It's flying.
You are not kidding. You are not kidding. I want to talk about some of the moving parts and dynamics of what we could or couldn't be in store for on Friday early evening. All right. Also, I think things move really fast in the NFL, and I think things are moving at a rapid pace when it comes to one Denver Broncos on offense, and how much will the Broncos adjust to it. Plus, we'll get to some of the news and notes from today's practice as we were both out at training camp yet again. Okay, Friday afternoon.
Friday.
Early evening, I said, 5 o'clock local here, kickoff the first preseason game for the Denver Broncos. What do you think the approach is going to be from Sean Payton, who plays, how much they play, and how this will all work?
I think for Sean's going to go into this game saying, hey, look, we're going to let our starters rest. We're not going to play our starters this first game. Now, the next two, preseason 2 and 3, they're going to play a lot because you don't have a fourth preseason game, so you want to make sure you're ready to go. But I think for Sean, it's like, let's give these young guys a great opportunity to get some film, so get some really good looks. If this is an organic quarterback competition between Ellinger and Stiddy, then give both of them 2 quarters so it's fair in that you can truly just dissect and see how this looks when both of them get the same amount of opportunities and reps. And you're always looking for the depth pieces, right? The fringe players that are going to make this roster. So that first game would be a great opportunity, ZB, for the young guys to just be out there playing for 4 quarters. And then in those next 2 games, you can get ready to go. And hopefully someone like Waddle is ready to roll. Marvin Mims is ready to roll. Cortland Sutton, who's been dealing with some tightness, although he's been out there, he's healthier and ready to go. And, of course, J.K. Dobbins is another one that just went out today. You want to see him in action. I want Bo Nix to be around the starters. Pat Bryant being one of them, Troy Franklin, but the guys like Waddle and Court, I want them all to be out there so that you can build the chemistry during a real-life football game, Z.
So I see it.
Talk to me nicely.
I see it a little bit differently, all right? And I think that this offense needs work.
Of course.
I do. This is not some completed mission. All right, the offense in camp has been okay. I mean,
at times,
yeah, it's been solid. It's been solid. That's kind of how I would describe it. But they have a lot of room to grow, and I would say that you said, hey, they don't play in 4 preseason games anymore.
Nope,
they don't. That's why I believe you should play in the 3. I don't think there's a lot of football here over the next month to be played. I think you have to maximize your opportunities to play it against an unscripted defense. And when I say maximize it, I'm not talking about, hey, do, a full first quarter in game number 1, an entire half in game number 2,
but
and
you
through
know
3
what's
quarters.
Going to happen if it doesn't look good in that first drive? What is Sean going to do? He's going to keep them out there.
Is that the craziest thing ever?
Well, no, it's not the craziest thing
ever. Like, if it doesn't look good, you probably need some more work, right?
But also, you have to look at who's out there with you. If let's just say, I don't know who's playing and who's not playing. I do know Waddle's not going to play. He doesn't look like he's ready. I do know Marvin Mims is probably not going to play.
Probably not. I agree with you.
So guys like that you need so that you can build this chemistry and start to see with Bo Nix, they're not going to be out there. So we don't know what Cortland's doing. So you just want Bo out there with Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin. That's not enough of a sample size and not enough players that are going to play on every given Sunday for you to get a good look at them.
And I would say the fact that Waddle won't go and Sutton potentially won't go is not a good enough reason enough to not go out there with your offensive line, with your starting quarterback, like Bo Nix needs work with Evan Ingram. Bo Nix needs more live reps with Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin. These guys.
But he also doesn't have Luke Wattenberg and Ben Powers, right? Like you need your guys out there, and I don't. Maybe they do play, but you want them to be all out there so that you can keep your quarterback who just got off of a surgery healthy in the first preseason game, if that's the case.
I mean, is Bowles not playing as well? McGlinchey, like
They're
Quinn
only gonna
Miners,
play like a drive. What do you need to see from Bowles? What do you need to see from McGlinchey? They are who they are.
Well, hold on a second.
They are who they are.
Haven't we talked about this offensive line being a little bit underwhelming compared to what they're billed as this camp?
When it comes to running, and you know what, ZB? Who just got hurt today?
Dobbins.
Okay. You want to see the offensive line, the starting offensive line with the starting running back. We don't know if Dobbins is going to be out there tomorrow. And if he isn't out there.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
If he's not out there, my guessing is he's not going to play in this first preseason game. And the Denver Broncos have been kind of sheltering JK to make sure he's okay for the season. So he's not as callous as I would want him to be going out there and taking a bunch of reps, Z.
So he's not as calloused as you want him to be, and your resolution is to not play him.
Well, yeah, because he's hurt now. He's hurt. He's banged up. We need to keep him healthy.
All right. Well, we'll circle back to Dobbins here in just a second. No, I think this offense needs to play together. This is Bo Nix, who missed the offseason. But Bo Nix, and he's getting his work out there, but it's different when you're going up against an actual opponent in an unscripted setting. And, I got to be honest, like there's a lot of these, big chunks in practice where I don't know what's real and what's not. What the intent of what they're trying to do, the look that they're trying to give, who they're trying to build the advantage for. Like, we don't have their call sheets or the practice plan. And so I would just like to see, and again, like, we see it differently, but I'm talking about go out for a series. If it doesn't look good, go out for a second series.
If that doesn't look good,
then honestly, like,
go out for a third series.
If that happens, I think it would kind of prove my point. This offense has not arrived.
But
it hasn't.
What are you going to see? It's going to be vanilla play calling. You're not going to see a bunch of motioning. You're not going to see misdirection. I'm sorry, you're not seeing that. Why would they put that out there?
Well, hold on a second. Well, I got a couple reasons for you.
Okay,
but
I'm listening. All ears.
When Davis Webb called plays last year in the Broncos preseason game, didn't we see some explosiveness?
Yeah,
we did. Didn't we see an offense play at a really high level? How many points did they score that day? I think it was like 30 or more. Yeah. I'll find it here in just a second.
But also, who was out there? I know the Cardinals did not put their starters out there.
They most of them did not play.
Yeah, it was backups. It was 2v2, right? The twos versus the twos, and then the threes and the fours. Obviously, like that was the whole time with the first game of the year. And then you go on, and as the games go on, of course, you want to see more from your starters.
They scored 27 in that game that Davis Webb called last year against Cardinals.
So tell me what you want to see. You're not going to see creativity. You're not going to see a bunch of like.
I want to see him play. Phil, I just want to see him play football. Like I want to see these guys playing. Like there's a new play caller. He's never done the job before, and that's living inside of a Super Bowl window. Mm-hmm. So I think Davis Webb needs the work. I know that to be true, right? Like you need time on task. Bo Nix missed the entire offseason. He is still playing catch up from a reps perspective. A lot of offensive football is based on timing.
Okay, so who are you expecting to be out there then, Z? The whole starters? The whole starters seem like they're banged up.
Even if, then cancel the game.
No, then you can't.
Then
I would
cancel the game.
You can't.
Then cancel the game.
Look, you're not canceling the game because it's for the other guys that are going to be on this roster that you're going to have to rely on by week 5 when people are banged up.
I'll tell you who I want to see here in just a second. But you have a brand new play caller. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. He's never done the job before. Is that true as well?
Yes.
Do you have a quarterback who missed the entire offseason?
He got banged up. Yep.
Do you have to start fast this year?
You must. It's a must with that gauntlet of a schedule.
Have to, and this has been a slow starting team in general. 0-3, 1-2, 1-2. That's the last 3 years through 3 games. All right, and with this schedule, if you start slow, like it's not a birthright that the Broncos are in the postseason. Those games in September matter, and they matter a lot. Starting with Monday Night Football against a rival and a division opponent, and so I just.
15 games last year, winning 15 games with a majority of the same guys coming back. That's not enough for you, huh?
Well, hold on a second. Phil, how was the offense last year?
The offense was very shaky throughout the whole entire year, especially at the beginning. And then the fourth quarter come around, and then they would wake up.
It was, and now they're changing play callers. And again,
it's the same foundation.
I'm not talking about playing these guys for a whole half of football.
But what's going to happen is they're going to go out there. Waddle and Mims is not going to play, and it's not going to look the same. And then we're going to come out here and critique them and criticize them, not knowing that these guys aren't here. And you're going to sit here and say, well, it wasn't good enough.
Well, hold on a second.
Why?
We will evaluate it through that lens. That, like, with the understanding that, yes, this will look different when Waddle's back. Right, with the understanding that this, I would
put
say,
the man out there and let him struggle and say, "Well, it's going to look different." No.
I mean, Phil, you're saying like, well, what's the sense in playing if Mims can't go? Well, Mims went for 300 yards last year. Like, you may have to function without him.
Right.
They didn't have Waddle last year. They need to improve without Waddle. Like, so I want to see Pat Bryant. I want to see Troy Franklin. I want to see the offensive line. I want to see him in an unscripted setting. Like, this offense still has a lot of room to grow. We haven't seen the run game. Should we shut down the rookies too? You don't want to see Jonah Coleman?
I never said that Jonah Coleman's not a starter.
Is RJ Harvey getting vet game days now?
I never said anything about RJ Harvey. What I said is that someone like J.K. Dobbins may not play, Z.
No, and I'm agreeing with that portion of it, that Dobbins may not play.
I'm with you.
But could you forecast a scenario where you might have to play a game without J.K. Dobbins this year?
All the time,
or is he locked in for 17?
But that's why, you don't want to know why? That's why you don't play him. You give your backups more opportunities to go out there and get work.
I agree with
I
agree with the JK stuff. I agree with the JK stuff.
There was a scenario last year, if you remember, ZB. Let me go ahead and go back to the Wayback Machine, where Bo Nix misses a game. All right, the biggest game that you can miss, Bo Nix missed, and we were relying on Jarrett Stidham. Well, give him these opportunities right now. Give Ellinger those opportunities in the first preseason game, and then preseason 2 and 3, it's all Bo.
Both of those guys are going to play a ton. I am not worried about their snap count. I'm talking about a series. And then maybe 2. You go out, you look like a competent offense. You're able to move the ball a little bit, get down there to the 30-yard line, kick a field goal, hang some points, take your hat off, go sign some autographs. I'm good. All right? But I'm saying, like, when we've been out here, more oftentimes than not, it's a similar dynamic as a year ago. As we'd come in here and say, well, the defense won the day again, sorry to today. And then when we start the season and the defense
So you want to see the defense out there too? Because you can't just put the number one offense out there and not the defense.
Well, why not?
Because that's not how it works. You're going to have the defense.
Hold on. You make the rules now? You make the rules?
These are all vets. These are not rookies in their second year. These are all vets.
Phil, and that's the difference.
Like, Phil,
and that's the difference. Each situation is unique. I don't need to see the Broncos defense. The Broncos defense.
But you need to see the offense.
Yes.
Okay, but like the offense helped win games too.
I know they helped. You're in the NFL. Like, they should be helping.
So
I'm talking about having a heavier hand in that help. Like, the Broncos offense should be a larger reason why.
And the drive's going to help with that.
The team is in a Super Bowl window. And I know what I'm getting from the Broncos defense. I don't feel like I need to see those guys. But the Broncos offense is still a work in progress. And I don't want to live in my fear. I don't want to live in my fear.
You're not seeing anything. No creativity from Davis Webb. He is not showing that. It's basic routes. It's going to be an in route, a comeback, a couple dive plays, outside zones. Is that
going to change in the second preseason game?
It will change as it organically goes on, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
Phil. So then just shut him down for the preseason.
I never said shut him down. They still need
Phil,
to work.
I found out your middle name over the weekend.
What?
Hackett. Hackett.
I love the sugar days, baby.
Like, dude, you are in the lollipop kingdom here. These guys need to play football. This Broncos offense, I think, needs to be out there. Like, is it going to determine the fate of their season if they don't? No.
According to you, yes.
No.
You're going to come in here and say they're going to lose the Super Bowl because of this.
I think they need work. And you're saying because Jalen Waddle can't play and Sutton might not, then no one else should get work.
Okay, so tell me this. Who needs to work?
Bo Nix.
Okay,
start there.
So Bo Nix what? Bo
do you
Nix
agree with that, by the way?
I do agree with that.
Okay, thank you.
Bo Nix needs to work with who?
How about Pat Bryant?
Okay, he's getting to work with Pat. Pat's the only one who's been very consistent and consistently out there.
What about Troy Franklin?
Troy has been too. Now it doesn't look like Pat Bryant, but Troy has been out there. The two guys you need the most to get the most work out of is Courtland Sutton and damn Jalen Waddle. And Waddle is not playing in that game. And even Mims, who has been a big factor in the camp, he's not playing. So who is he going to throw the ball to? Bandy was hurt today, Z.
Bandy did get hurt today.
Like
the whole team. It feels like it's
all the receivers are hurt.
It is stacking up, and we said that on Friday, and that was before we found out about Dobbins, before we found out about Bandy.
Let me get this roster out because this is who Bo Nix is going to be throwing the ball to. Since you want him to go out there.
Phil, it's a couple series. He's not going to be throwing it to Kyrese Rowan. He's not going to be throwing it to Michael Bandy. Like he's not going to be throwing it to Hakeem Butler.
Who's he going to throw it to?
Pat Bryant.
Okay.
Troy Franklin.
Okay, those two.
These guys are playmakers. You are treating the Broncos offense like they've arrived.
I'm not. They're going to get a lot of work preseason 2 and 3. They're going to get a lot of work. You need one preseason game where you can evaluate the whole team without the starters being out there because you need to bank on these backups because the backups are going to be playing.
That's what the
week 5.
That's what the other 10 series are for.
But
I'm talking about seeing the Broncos offense to start the game. Let's see what it looks like.
Okay.
Let's see what it looks like because don't be shocked if they did go out there and it's like, oh man, like it's a 3 and out. Sean Payton is sending them back out. Oh crap! Wait, this was
that's what's going to happen if they
among
have a 3 and out.
Among league leaders
so
a year ago with 3 and outs. This was a team that was among league leaders in punts. This was a team that was among league leaders in opening drives. Right? So like in the bad kind with the opening drives. So like I just think they need work, and I have not seen enough evidence out there at training camp, watching every day, damn near, and say that this team doesn't need work. Defense, I'm good. I don't need to see the defense. Offense,
well, the offense has been or defense has struggled at times. Now, because they're running zone, they're struggling because now, ZB, you're in a situation if something does happen to PS2 or Riley with the backup cornerback spot, so you might as well see everybody then.
I don't need to see the Defensive Player of the Year and future Hall of Famer. I don't need to see the Great White Hope. Like, I know what I'm getting in those guys. Like, I want to see the Broncos offense. I want to see the Broncos offense play a little bit. I don't think
I understand.
Because here's the thing. After the final preseason game, what is that? That is August 28th.
Mm-hmm.
You don't play again until Monday Night Football, which is the last game of that week on September 14th. So you have more than 2 weeks from the final game. I think that the Broncos should lean into the opportunity to build some rhythm, to reestablish that continuity, to maybe like I'm interested to see like, can you guys run the football effectively a couple plays? Like what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I see it. I think reasonable minds can disagree on this.
Put them out there 4 quarters.
No, I just
4
want
quarters. Put them out there, Zeke.
I want to see a little bit because football is awaiting the Broncos, and I think playing less of it in an era where you play the least amount in NFL history. I think if you have an opportunity to get some work, and again to reemphasize, I'm talking about a series or 2.
Yes.
Let's see what it looks like. Let's not be scared, right? Football's a violent, dangerous game. The games are awaiting them anyway. So I know a couple guys are going through it. Luckily, only Matt Henningsen is the one that's truly impacted big picture long term over the course of the season. Hopefully these other guys can get right. And I understand what you're saying. Like these guys have been getting banged up. But I just don't think that you shy away in the month of August from playing football when you have an opportunity and a month ramp-up period to a game. So, all right, we'll see what they do. We'll see how they handle it.
Sean needs to talk to Bo Lowry. Bo Lowry's going to probably have the final decision.
That's not the only person who he should talk to, and I'll tell you who that is here in, call it 20 seconds. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARS-FM Laramie.
The 5 o'clock whistle, powered by Smart Local Union 9 sheet metal workers. Smart Local 9, where pride meets your future.
We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo! ZB, get ready. Get you a hat. Get you some sunflower seeds. You're not going into the game today, baby. You're going to watch the first preseason game, and then preseason 2 and 3. Oh, it's on the Kraken. It's time to go. It's time to bow, baby.
Speaking of, should Bo Nix get a vote in this?
Should he?
Should the franchise? Let me rephrase that for you, just to remind you what's going on over here. Should the franchise quarterback Bo Nix receive a vote?
Not yet.
Really?
Not yet. Now, if Bo goes and has another year where he wins 15 games and gets to the Super Bowl, yes, he can have all the say in the world. All right, but you still have
Once
to keep
wasn't
him healthy.
enough.
You still got to keep him healthy, and he is coming off of 2 surgeries, right? 2 surgeries. You want to see him out there.
You tell me there's nothing to worry about. Why would you be worried? We're in this situation.
I'm not worried. There's a process. There's a process to everything that the Denver Broncos do. Bo Lowry, maybe the process is, hey, look, you're not going to be in the first preseason game. You're getting a lot of work out there. And Bo is the only guy who had a surgery who hasn't had a day off yet. And Sean has said that the guys who have surgeries are on a certain schedule.
Sure.
Bo Nix is not part of that. He's a quarterback. He looks good. He probably doesn't want to have a day off, and they're letting him do that.
He's already missed the entire offseason.
Yeah.
He's probably like I'm playing catch up right now.
For sure. But I'll tell you this. He is not going to have the say when it comes to this preseason game, just like Patrick Mahomes is not going to have say if he plays in that first preseason game with the Chiefs. Andy Reid will.
That's
if
true.
Andy Reid doesn't want you out there and the Chiefs just paid you $500 million, your ass ain't going out there. And Bo Nix hasn't made that money yet, so he has no right to have any kind of decision in this.
I thought you were going to say leg to stand on. Here is Bo when he was asked about preseason games just a few hours ago.
Excited. I think preseason is always a great time to get back out there and get your feet wet a little bit and see defenses be in a live situation before the first game.
I agree with Bo. I think they should be out there playing.
Does he know if he's going to play, Z?
This is what he said when asked.
I had no idea.
No idea. I think this is a conversation. Ultimately, you're right. Just like in Kansas City, this will be Sean Payton's call.
Yeah.
And probably along with Bo Lowry, I'm sure being consulted. I'm sure it's a joint conversation. We'll see. We'll see how they handle it. It's going to be an interesting week. And here we go. I mean, we're the week of the, we've sort of just barreled our way through this offseason. And then you get to, mandatory minicamp and OTAs, and you get to the start of training camp. And then, just like OTAs become a little bit less relevant in that final week in mandatory minicamp.
Yeah.
Mandatory minicamp becomes a little less relevant once you get to training camp. Training camp becomes just a little less relevant once you start the preseason games. And then everything is damn near irrelevant once you start regular season games. So we'll see how the Broncos operate. I'm not sure if we're going to know before like 3:30 on Friday, how Sean Payton is going to handle this.
He can always steal the script like we did. They probably have it planned out, or if not right now, they'll do it in a couple of days from now.
Yeah.
And then you can get the some assistant to go up there and get you the script.
Just tell the story real quick and use his name, please, because it's not that big of a deal.
Okay,
that was so many years ago.
Okay, so we're getting ready for the first preseason game versus the Vikings. The Vikings, it's a home game, first game for me. I'm excited. Everybody's sitting at the lunch table / dinner table. All the coaches are going home. And, Swag Kelly.
Yes.
Comes downstairs smiling. Right? He's like, what the hell are you smiling about, Chad? He said, I got the script. I said, script? He said, for everybody who's playing in this game. So everybody in the lunchroom runs over to the table, and they're looking to see like how many
that
plays,
is hilarious.
They're gonna get, and some are mad because it's like, hey, I need to make this team, and I'm only gonna get in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Some are happy because it's like, wow, I'm not playing at all. I must have made the team, right? The only guy is like who shook his head was Emmanuel Sanders saying, dude, like, you're going to get in trouble. You're gonna get yourself in some trouble doing something like that. But you know how Swag Kelly is.
So did he
ever been around?
No, for sure.
Yeah, he don't care.
He's definitely a risk taker, right? That's part of the Chad Kelly story. But did he have the physical hard copy, or did he take a picture of it?
So he had so everybody gets a physical hard copy upstairs. So he must have just grabbed it off of a desk that he was with. Maybe it was the quarterback room, and the quarterback coach was just sitting there. He brings it down. And it's like, man, you're going to get in the game. Like, he was like, Phil, man, you're going to get in the game in, like, the end of the first quarter. I'm like, damn,
and that signaled to you
that,
what?
Like, hey, I'm going to get an opportunity to play with the ones a little bit, hopefully. If not, definitely with the twos. And now this is my time to shine, my opportunity to go out there and showcase my ability. So I call my father and say, hey, Pops, like, hey, you're not going to have to wait until the fourth quarter to see me play. I'm going to be in there in the end of the first, going into the second quarter.
So cool.
And it's, and I might play the rest of the game. And so, yeah, like, it was fun to hear that. And it was excited for me going to sleep that night saying, like, wow, I'm going to get a big-time opportunity to play a lot of football. And sure enough, I got in the game. had a great game when it came to Swag Kelly getting me involved in the pass game, and I had a touchdown. If you remember, it was a choice route. Swag Kelly gets into the huddle and says, "Hey Phil, I'm gonna hang in. I'm gonna hang in there. It's like 3rd down, Z. It's like 3rd and 8. He's like, there's gonna be some pressure coming, so you're gonna have to get out of the backfield as fast as possible. But I'm gonna hang in there, and I'm coming straight to you. And if Swag Kelly tells you he's coming straight to you, ZB,
it's coming to you.
He's coming to you. And so, sure enough, boom, I get out the backfield. It's a 0 blitz. I need to beat the linebacker. I beat the linebacker inside, and I was able to catch a touchdown pass for the first preseason game. It was my first time touching the ball as a pass catcher, and it was a touchdown.
So your first time catching the ball as a pass catcher in your first ever preseason game, you scored a touchdown,
yep.
And then in the regular season, it was your first time ever touching a ball, period, and you scored a touchdown.
Touchdown, yeah.
I remember the first one. I do not remember the second one.
Yeah, and it was like deeper down in the game, and we ended up. I don't know if we won that game, Z, but it was fun. Tim Patrick, myself, Cortland Sutton, all of us were in that game. And it was like, man, it was a moment where all of us young guys, like it was a moment like, wow, like we're here. You know, Chad Kelly, people were chanting his name, and he had a really good camp. And it was like, man, we could be a difference maker for this organization if things go right, and it starts with us young guys.
Yeah, I remember Kelly had a bomb over the top to, I think it was Isaiah McKenzie or who was another little God, I forget who it was. But we also have to keep that in mind. You know, with this vein of conversation, like when the guys who are in at the end of the game, like they're going to be in some way set up for success.
Yes.
Like if you're Sam Ehlinger and you're going in with the threes, yeah, you have threes to the left and right of you, but you're also a competent quarterback against, you know, backups from an NFL defense. So we're going to have to, you know, watch these games with perspective and context.
Well, this is where you hope Ehlinger gets an opportunity to go with the twos. If this is a true organic quarterback battle, then Ehlinger needs some reps with the twos where it's like, okay, guys who are going to be playing on Sundays, guys that are going to be playing meaningful football, like you're battling against them. And then that's when we're going to know, Z, that this battle between Jarrett Stidham and Ehlinger is true. And both of them are getting opportunities to duke it out for that number 2 spot.
All right. All that is awaiting us a little bit later in the week. We'll talk about, as we go through the week, some of our expectations from positional groups to players, who's got the most on the line. All that stuff is awaiting us here as we comb through the week. But I said this a handful of minutes ago. I said, you know, things change fast in the NFL. Okay, this is not Major League Baseball when you want to see a prospect have hundreds of at-bats, you know, in the minor leagues, AA, AAA, all that stuff. It can come quick. You know, I'm looking at a guy, we were just referencing it, right? No one expected you to be much of anything.
Nope.
You're on the scene day one, and it was on the Broncos to adjust their vision accordingly. I think that's happening right now with someone who's already in the vision, but is taking his level of play this summer to another stratosphere. And I didn't think I could be higher on Pat Bryant than I already was. Fell in love with this guy post-draft, going to look at all his stuff at Illinois.
I remember.
I'm like, what is it about this guy that had the Broncos in a lot of other people's minds overdraft him, right? And holy smokes are the Broncos being proven right. You know, just as his rookie tape is already established, here this summer, he is taking off. And it's not necessarily a new conversation. I remember saying last week, really, we've talked about Pat every day. We've talked about it every single day because he makes plays every day.
Every day he makes a play.
And I remember saying last week, Pat Bryant is like the San Antonio Spurs, where we refer to them as, hey, they're coming, when in actuality, they're already here. And Pat Bryant, I think that in this league, uniquely, it's like when you've got the juice, you need to obey your eyes. Pat Bryant, guys, he has overtaken the wide receiver 3 job. I'm curious to see if you agree with that here in a second. 3 weeks ago, I remember saying into this microphone, talking to you, saying with the information that I have, I think that the 3rd wide receiver right now is Troy Franklin. He just has the leg up.
Yeah.
You go from 200 yards to over 700 yards, so you're kind of the incumbent in some ways. But with more information comes more opinion or new opinion, changed opinion, and he has just leapt by him. I don't know what else to say. Like, Pat Bryant is the wide receiver number 3, And I said on Friday, I think he's an emerging star. I feel only more hardened in that stance. And I'm looking
star,
at,
though.
I said emerging star. Yes, I do. And I'm looking at Waddle and Sutton, and I'm not saying that those guys aren't going to be the two most featured, because at this stage I think they are. But I would probably take 8-10 targets from Sutton that I had a week ago and 8-10 targets from Waddle. And despite them still being the 1 and 2,
slow down there.
I think they're going to Pat Bryant. I do.
And they might. They may. Pat Bryant, and they call him Patty Ice. Patty Ice, he's having a phenomenal camp. I mean, the man has been so consistent. It's crazy. Every day we talk about him, it's not just one play. It's 3 or 4 plays.
Correct.
He's out there not just with the ones, but if you need him out there with the 3s, he's going with the 3s. He's doing the dirty work when it comes to blocking. They have my man motioning in and pulling like a guard to get inside the trenches to kick out a linebacker, Z. Who's doing that? Pat Bryant is doing everything and more for this team, and you're right. He is so consistent. It's crazy. He has taken over the number 3 spot over Troy Franklin in my eyes. Now, I don't know what they're going to do about that, but when you talk about who is open, who's available, that right there is Pat Bryant. And it's not just like the possessionary catches. It's going deep and coming down with it.
Correct.
It's moving the chains that we already know he can do. It's the savviness of Pat Bryant when it comes to playing against zone, knowing when to sit it down or when to keep going. He is so smart. Now, I'm not ready to sit here and say he's a star. Let's just see if he can be
I didn't say that.
Emerging star.
Emerging star. That's right.
Star.
And I stand by that.
You know, that takes time. That's time on task. That's going out there and doing it just like Court did, right, to Demaryius Thomas. Like, you have to prove it in these next 6 games, right? This huge gauntlet of a schedule. You have to prove that you can do it every single day, which he will. I truly believe he is going to do that. So yeah, Z, like I love what I'm seeing out of Pat Bryant, and it's pretty amazing to just see how organically it's just going to him.
Right, he's just earning the trust.
But I'm not willing to say he's going to take away from Cortland and Waddle. Yes, if everything goes right, and you know what hits the fan, you're finding Court and you're finding Waddle before Pat Bryant. ZB.
I'm not saying that's not the case, and make sure you don't twist my words.
You said that he's going to eat into their targets.
Yes, I do believe that. But while they stay at the top of the pecking order as 1 and 2, I just don't think their target share will be as demonstrative in relation to Pat Bryant as I thought 3 weeks ago. I just think you have to obey this thing. And don't forget, Sean Payton runs among the most democratic offenses you've ever seen. In nearly 2 decades of coaching, there has been one single season where one receiver got more than 30% of the target share, and that was Michael Thomas. By the way, that's the same guy that he comped to Pat Bryant. So I think there's going to be plenty of room. I think there's going to be games where Waddle goes for 120 yards. I think there's games where Cortland Sutton goes for 91 with 2 touchdowns. But I also think there's going to be games with Pat Bryant where it's like 7 receptions for 93 yards, and it's like, holy smokes, this guy, again, I think he's here. And then you listen to the guy calling plays. This is what he said over the weekend about Pat Bryant.
Patty Ice has had some really, really good practices. I think, when Jalen went out for a couple days, or Cortland, him, Troy, they really stepped up and made some plays down the field. I think Pat is very, very savvy. He's smart. When he catches the ball, his feet are on the ground, and it's the things we were attracted to whenever he was coming out of Illinois. And it's really, really cool to see him take another jump this early in the year, too.
That's effusive praise. This is the guy who's charged with slowing down Pat Bryant on a daily basis. This is Vance Joseph.
He made 2 today. That was unbelievable, but that's been all camp. That's what he can be, man. I mean, he's the guy in that room, in my opinion. He blocks, catches the ball in traffic. He can track the ball vertically. He's great in the red zone, so he's a complete package. He's got great size, man. He loves to play. He's the same player every single day. And it's been fun to watch him and Mimsy, catch the deep balls, and Troy get behind the defense, every other day. It's been a challenge for our DBs, but again, that's great for our team, right? It's great competition every single day. It made Pat work harder every single day, covering Waddle. So that entire group had a great camp, in my opinion.
So you just heard from the play caller, the DC. How about the head coach?
Strong, like all the things you look for with the athleticism, his stature. I'm partial to bigger receivers. He's a tremendous worker, tremendous leader. His strengths you feel when there's adversity, and you can't, he's again one of those guys that brings 10. And as you get longer into this profession, you begin to appreciate those type of players like even more than maybe you did 20 years ago. And he's that type of player. Like all the intangibles, along with the football skill set.
I mean, holy smokes!
Hold on, Z.
Hold on. So hold on.
Hold on, Z. That last one was not about Pat Bryant. That one was about Cortland Sutton. That one right there was about Cortland Sutton, Z. Now the other ones were Patty Ice.
Is that right? Are you being genuine?
No, I'm being serious.
Then it was mislabeled.
Yeah, it was mislabeled. Who's doing it?
Here's another one. So this might be different. Well, let me see if it's the same time. All right, here's another one that's labeled the same thing. So you may be right. That may have been about Court. This was. We'll try again here. See if this is the one. This is Sean Payton talking about Pat Bryant.
I think for him, it's he's been extremely.
This is Bo Nix, talking about Pat Bryant.
Consistent, but also, he's been available the whole training camp. He's gone. He's taken a lot of reps. He's just competed very well. He's just got a great edge to him, and I think when he gets out there against our DBs, he competes at a high level, and he makes great catches. And, we see it all the time with him and other guys, and they're just continuing to improve. And, for him, it's only year 2, so he's got a lot, left in his tank that, we're able to see at practice that I think he's going to be able to show this year during the season. But overall, he's been just a positive part of training camp for sure.
He's a problem, Phil.
He is.
He's a problem.
But you got to earn it on that football field when it comes to more reps.
I think isn't he doing that right now?
He is, but it's different on game days. Now he's played and stuff, but you got to feed Jalen Waddle. You got to feed Cortland Sutton. That's the first 2 things that are on Bo Nix's mind. All right, it's like, where are those 2 guys at? And then, okay, who's the next guy I'm comfortable throwing to? And it's Pat Bryant right now. And we saw it today in practice, right, where you had Pat Bryant in the game and you had Evan Ingram.
Yep.
And if you remember, Evan Ingram was coming across the field on a shallow route.
Yep.
He was wide open.
He was.
Where was Bo Nix's eyes?
Pat Bryant.
Pat Bryant. Like, and my guessing is the first read was Evan Ingram. But when you don't build up that trust, all right, that chemistry, it's like, I'm not going to wait on you to see if you're going to come across when I know Pat Bryant's going to sit here and he's going to be reliable and I'm waiting for him. And Pat Bryant ends up slipping. It would have been a catch, but he ends up slipping on that one during the zone.
Yep.
And those are little things where you start to be comfortable. But Cortland wasn't out there, and Waddle. When those 2 guys are out there, your antennas go up, but you're like, I got to find these guys before I go down to Pat Bryant or Troy Franklin.
Well, I'll just say this. While those guys aren't out there, and Sutton was out there to a certain degree, Pat is continually winning trust with the coach and the quarterback.
He is.
And isn't that just like any other thing in life? Like, the people who you trust the most, who have the highest reliability rating in the moments of stress, that's who you're going to lean on.
Yeah.
And that's again, that's just life, right? I was talking to my kids this past week in a very apples to oranges comparison. Like, I have one kid, man, this kid tells the truth every single time. I don't even know if this kid that I have knows how to lie. The other one, dude, it's like I have to fact check everything that this one child says, and so, but this is what I tell them. I say, hey, when you 2 disagree and you're telling me 2 different stories, who am I going to believe? I'm going to believe the one child of mine that tells the truth every single time.
And to the other ones like this, like I'm ready to beat up the other one, so now the one child has to lie.
Dude, but it's like that's life, right? Trust is earned. And Pat Bryant, Phil, I haven't seen him drop a ball. I haven't seen him drop a ball.
He's reliable as heck, and he's available. Like Bo Nix just got done explaining. He's available. He is always out there doing the dirty work. He's blocking. He can play X, Y, Z, H-back if you need him to do that. Special teams, he's available.
Yeah, he literally still plays special teams.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's smart, savvy, like Davis Webb got done explaining. Like, he is a good football player that has a chance this year to take it to another level and force someone like Cortland Sutton out the door at some point, just like Cortland Sutton did to Demaryius Thomas. The circle of life in the NFL. You draft to replace, and if Pat Bryant could be that guy, Cortland will be the next one out the door, just like it was for DT.
Yeah, and
that's to say, but that's
true. And that's probably down the line, right? Like Court is not going anywhere for now.
Not right now.
If unless my eyes are lying to me, Phil, I see a number 1.
Relax.
I see a number 1.
Calm down.
I'm just telling you what I see.
Calm down.
I'm calm.
He's
I'm
a number 3 right now.
Right now,
You
he
see
is.
You see a number 3 that could be a number 1 at some point.
Yes.
He's not here yet.
Yes.
He's not number 1 yet.
He's not number 1 yet. Do you see a future number 1?
I do. Like, I'm not going to sit here and fight you on that. I need to obey my eyes, all right, and know that Pat Bryant, he is emerging, and he is doing the little things right. And if he can do that on a consistent basis, it's going to be really good for that man later on down the line, and this is what we need to see for him.
And I'm telling you, the most healthiest setup is we're coming in. This is 2022 Avs, right? I made the analogy for years. When we'd come in and say, man, we know McKinnon's the best player, but Gabe might be the most important. But Val is somehow the most essential. But Kale, and it's just like, if we're coming in here and it's like we're arguing over who the top receiver is on the Denver Broncos, that is a really healthy problem to have. Okay, if you want to react to that conversation in any way, shape, or form, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, as well as our YouTube chat powered by Champ Honda. We were out at practice. We will pass along what you need to know coming up next.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, Broncos country, buckle up. This is Phillip Lindsay here, and you know I'm all about speed, agility, and getting where I need to go efficiently. And when it comes to your summer vacation, you need that same kind of reliable power. And this is why I'm teaming up with my friends at Hermes Worldwide. Let's be real, getting to and from the airport or your destination could be a total fumble. Stressful parking, unreliable ride sharing, and nobody needs to deal with that. And this is where Hermes Worldwide is going to step into the game and score that game-winning touchdown for your travel plans. They offer top-notch transportation services, from sleek airport transfers in comfortable, clean vehicles to reliable long-distance travel. They're dependable and very professional, guys, and they understand that your vacation time is precious to you and your beautiful family. So, you need to ditch the travel day headaches and make your summer vacation a guaranteed win. Call Hermes Worldwide today at 303-577-7600 or visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book the next ride today.
You worked hard for your money. It's time your money worked harder for you. Open a 7-month CD from Wings Credit Union and earn a guaranteed 4.4% annual percentage yield with just a $500 minimum deposit. It's one of our best rates of the year, but like all good things, it won't stick around forever. Get started today at wingsco.com/CD special. Let's figure it out together. Rate accurate as of July 31st, 2026 and subject to change without notice. Subject to eligibility. Insured by NCUA.
Hey, Rob Biandino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled about 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. Man, I see so many bad stops on these DUIs. Unlawful arrests, the police putting body cams off. The evidence is sketchy. We got to go get the evidence. We go find those cameras, the stores, the ATMs, the banks. We got the experts to challenge their breath tests, their blood tests. My office has over 100 years experience at this stuff. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com or 720-706-5151.
Summer weather can be full of surprises. If your home has been affected by the recent storms, trust a local professional roofer with decades of combined experience. Golden Spike Roofing is here for all your repair or roof replacement needs. Call today for a free inspection and estimate for roofing done right down to the last nail.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Life can get hectic. That's why Progressive provides claim support 24/7, 365 days a year, all the time. But not like in a desperate way. We're not just waiting online for you to talk to us or waiting by the phone. I mean, we are waiting by the phone, but not like staring at it. Well, now I am. I'm staring at it. The point is, Progressive Claim Support is here for you 24/7 in a totally chill, normal way. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
You know your age, your weight, your income, and probably even the mileage on your car. But what's your testosterone level, and is that level normal for your age? If you don't know the answer, Low T Center can help, and we'll do it for free. Come take a free testosterone test and find out if Low T Center can help invigorate your life like it has for thousands of other men in your area. Go to fixmylowt.com and book an appointment online for your free T-test today. This segment of The Fan is built by Smart Local 9.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business.
Asking a bunch of questions. Why ZB? You're sitting
Oh
there.
my God, too funny. Do we tell that story now?
Tell the story. No, DG deserves a little bit of attention because he seems like he's emerging.
He deserves attention.
He seems like he's emerging as a star.
Hold on. Let's pay off the tease.
Okay.
We'll get to Dante. Where that conversation belongs, very last of the show.
Damn.
We'll get to it. There was a funny sequence out there. In some ways, it has been the summer of Dante. In some ways, it has been the summer of Dante.
As a star born.
In several different ways. We'll get to it here in just a couple minutes. There's 2 dimensions that I think are relevant to our audience out from Broncos practice. It's the football stuff, what happened on the football field with the guys who were playing, and then the mounting injuries, seemingly soft tissue injuries. So already, so far, we haven't played, the Denver Broncos has not played a preseason game yet, right? Cortland Sutton has dealt with stuff. Waddle is still dealing with stuff. Marvin Mims is still dealing with stuff. You're a starting center, Luke Wattenberg, still dealing with stuff. All right.
Nate Atkins
was
on the side field.
Yep, was on the side field. Pat Surtain was on the side field, despite having yesterday off and a vet day on Saturday. So your antennas should go up there, right?
Bandy,
Bandy left practice
I don't know what
today.
happened. It was during I want to say it was during not a team period, an individual period.
It was.
And then he walked in with a training staff member, never came back out.
Yep. And so he has been a camp darling. He left today. Who am I missing? Ben Powers. I don't know if I said him. He's been dealing with stuff. Goodness gracious. And then we go out there today, and you have J.K. Dobbins, and this one is unlike the others. And obviously Matt Henningsen tearing his Achilles. Goodness gracious, what a horrible thing that happened on Friday, 365 days from the last time he tore the other one. Luckily, save for the Henningsen situation, all these other situations feel like, and knock on wood, but feel like they're shorter-term stuff that won't bleed into the season. That is true with the Dobbins situation, but we know the Dobbins situation is not typical. It's the furthest thing from typical. That's why today, in the very first team period, where he actually had a good run, and he bails out of the drill, talks to a trainer, walks inside, and then we don't see him for the entirety of practice. That one is that's a little bit trickier than the rest.
Yeah, and it's a bit concerning too, because J.K. Dobbins, all right, has been having a decent camp when he's available out there. Not available, but out there, and he's able to go out there and do it. It's the staff holding him back because they want to keep him healthy. But in this particular moment, it was J.K. Dobbins making a great cut, great vision, kind of outside of his body frame, finishes the rep. Then he does go back behind the team, talks to a trainer, gets some water, make it seem like nothing's wrong, which my guess is he did that on purpose. And all of a sudden you look up and he's not at practice anymore. He's in the building. And so now it's like, what is that? And what's the issue with that? And obviously it seems like it's a soft tissue injury, because Sean Payton comes out and says they need to get the soft tissue injuries under control. And I don't know if it's a hamstring, if it's a quad, if it's a calf. My guessing is it could have been something like the oblique area, right around there, ZB. But it's concerning because you need this guy, J.K. Dobbins, to be healthy so that you can get the run game going. And he may not be available for this first preseason game because he's dealing with some type of injury.
Yeah, my guess is, considering what happened out there today, they will probably have him on ice come Friday early evening. I mean, this was the opening statement before Sean Payton even took questions earlier today.
To be back today, some situational third down work and some call-it periods as well. Got to get a handle on some of the soft tissues. We've had a couple either strains, hamstring or groins. Continue to fight through that. Any questions?
Yeah, and the first question was, can you pinpoint why there's been so much of this this summer?
I think it's heat related as much as, you always try to look at your pre-practice routine, your hydration, obviously. And, it's incumbent on the player. It's hard for anyone to know your soft tissue. And so I'm always looking at what we did leading up to maybe a period where someone had a strain. So, we had a warm down after practice, and we'll continue to focus on it, though.
And then he was asked about an update on J.K. Dobbins.
Soft tissue, I think he's going to be fine. We're just being smart with it. So it's back to what I was saying at the beginning.
All right. So not great, not great. Again, the sky's not falling. No one's pulling the fire alarm. But with Dobbins specifically, that one, obviously the injuries have been the literal story of his career. So we'll continue to follow that situation. What stood out to you from a football standpoint, injuries aside, from today's practice?
What stood out to me today, ZB, was Bo Nix and making a couple big-time throws. One throw that I really loved. I'm like, okay, Bo, this right here is an elite throw. It was in zone. Bo Nix struggles in zone. It has, the past 2 years.
Yes.
Maybe that's changing. VJ, Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator, they're playing more zone out there, whether that's for the defense to change things up or to help Bo Nix out. But on this play, it was to Troy Franklin. And Bo Nix was able to set his feet. He stayed in the pocket, was calm with his feet and just calm in general, was able to make a throw past, went over Jaquan McMillan, who couldn't get his hand on it, and not past the safety, but in between the safety to Troy Franklin for a big-time game. So what that's telling me, ZB, is he gets it. He's understanding it. He's taking chances. He's seeing the zone better than he has in the past, and now you just continue to work on that. That's why you do this during practice. This is why maybe VJ is doing more zone, one, to help him get more turnovers, but also to help his franchise quarterback out and the team's franchise quarterback out, so that when you get in that first game against the Chiefs, it's not the first time that you see zone. You can go out there and dice him up if you're Bo Nix.
All right, really interesting. Yeah, that was a great throw, layered. With that. I call it like a mid-range jump shot where it's got to have the right pace on it to clear the corner or the nickel in this case, but before the safety gets there and in that sweet spot. So, yeah, really nice play there from Bo Nix. Encouraging, because Bo, against man defense, is closer to a top 10 quarterback in the NFL statistically. Against zone defense, he's close to a bottom 5 quarterback. And as he matures and develops, that has to become a little bit more evened out, if you will. Hey, I got to give a shout-out real quick. I put this in my phone. I promised this guy I would do it. I went – my mom's in town. She got in town on Friday.
Yeah.
And Saturday, I elected to skip Broncos training camp practice because we weren't going to have a bunch of days to do something together. So I took my mom up to Mount Falcon Park. Have you guys ever been to Mount Falcon Park, man? Such a cool experience for so many different reasons.
How far is it?
It's out in Morrison.
Okay.
And so from my house, you're talking about like maybe a 45, 50-minute drive.
That's not bad.
But it's got so many awesome hikes, man. And you can take this like pretty intense hike, especially for someone like my mom who's 66, and go all the way up this tower trail. And you go up this tower trail, and there was a castle built in the early 1900s that was at one point in time a hopeful suitor for American presidents who came this way and wanted to vacation in Colorado the way that they used to, with like Eisenhower and these different presidents that used to come out here. But the castle got struck by lightning and it burned to the ground. But the framework of the castle is still in place. It is one of the coolest and most unique things, going to find this castle and then going up the tower trail to the very top where they had built a tower, and you can go up to the top here and look over the entire vastness. You see the little city of Denver off in the distance. You can see Red Rocks off in the distance. It's just so cool. If you guys have never done it, and I know a lot of you guys have, but as I just continue to explore the state, it just like continues to blow my mind. Just Colorado is the best. But on the way home, there's this little old down home, like, and you guys might see them, like if you're traveling through the mountains or stuff, you go through these small towns and they're like these little places to eat that like they're not chains, they're one-offs, with local ownership and stuff. And there was this place called the Sit-In Bull, and if you look at it, like, it doesn't look like much, but man, we went in there, me and my mom, and this is just so cool. Place is packed, live music's going on. This is in the middle of a day on Saturday, and my mom asked these people who are sitting down, there's a group of like 8 of them, and they just got done with the golf tournament.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, we've never been here before. What's the protocol of getting, the waitress or getting seated? No joke. And this is just people, but it's also got a little Colorado flavor to it. No joke. The lady's like, why don't you guys just sit with us? These are 2 complete strangers, right? That's who we were to them. Why don't you guys just sit down with us? We ended up sitting down with complete strangers for 90 minutes and having a hoot of a time, and just the laughter and the welcoming spirit. And again,
that's good,
man. Yeah, just being like, you want to know what? We will sit here with you.
Yes.
And because you got that vibe of the welcoming nature. And again, we sat there for 90 minutes, had an awesome lunch, and apparently we're even going out, maybe me and my family, to their end of summer barbecue next month. But a guy that I was sitting with, Vinny Eisenhand, about 10 minutes into our hangout, he's like, oh my, I listen to you every single day with Phillip Lindsay.
He's like, that voice, huh?
And he was like, he was jazzed up, like took a picture and stuff. So I promised I'd give him a shout out. So if you know Vinny Eisenhand, give him a text from Indian Hills. Tell him that we gave him a shout out here in the fan. And if you guys haven't done it, and you live in the Denver metro area and you're looking for something to do without going like to Rocky Mountain National Park, Mount Falcon, man, what an awesome experience. Okay, what did we learn today in Denver sports? We'll recap the day and take a look at a bit of a controversial moment here on our show that played out in front of the head football coach of the Denver Broncos. We'll get to that next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and be on Dino Lawfer. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
When something's going wrong at or below the ground, Homestrong is the best in town. Family owned, over 20 plus years in the foundation and concrete industry, and the most experienced crews in the great state of Colorado. Their inspectors are highly trained, and your inspection and quote are free. Drywall cracks, foundation cracks, water issues, cold, wet crawl space, you need to call my guys at Homestrong. They do it all. Foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, egress windows, concrete lifting, turn a crawl space to a basement conversion. Guys, a lifetime transferable warranty on most of their work, plus financing is available. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. When I'm looking for a place that delivers big on flavor and has an awesome atmosphere, I head to Jack's. Locally owned with locations in Denver on Pearl Street and the new flagship in Lone Tree and Park Meadows Drive. Jack's serves premium Australian Wagyu, incredible seafood, and chef-driven dry-aged specialties. Grab lunch, enjoy social hour from 3 to 5, or make it a date night. And don't miss the Blind Tiger Speakeasy. Jack's, where upscale meets comfortable.
Summer hailstorms bring in the 3-ring front porch roofing circus.
In ring 1, there's We're Doing Bob's Roof down the street.
And in ring 2, there's We Will Cover Your Deductible.
And in ring 3, What Do I Need to Do to Get You to Sign Today?
Send those clowns to the curb.
Don't turn your home into a circus. Call the pros, Denver Roof Pros.
Check us out at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice, this is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able. Bring Able to the table.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Colorado's turning 150 years old this month, but if your windows are failing, that could be costing you money on energy bills. Intense summer heat can cause failed seals, drafts, and condensation. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton can help. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton brings over 50 years of expertise. Save 25% on Infinity by Marvin Windows. Call Gravina's Window Center of Littleton today, or visit them at windowsforyourhome.com. That's windowsforyourhome.com.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We've just celebrated our 27th year in business. Thank you for your continued support.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this. No more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, final segment here.
A star may be born, Z. Emerging star, right?
Real quick before we get to that, let's talk about what we learned today in Denver sports. Okay? I think that we just talked about the injuries that you need to know about that, right? J.K. Dobbins leaving with a soft tissue injury. Sean Payton saying we got to get a handle on this stuff.
Yep.
All right.
Bandy leaving too. We got to put Bandy in there.
Bandy leaving.
Something small, but he's a depth piece right now for preseason games, and we don't know if he's going to be available.
Yep. The other piece of very relevant information on the Broncos front is that the Broncos have bought out the concrete company from Nashville that owned the largest parcel left on Burnham Yard, that SRM concrete company.
Yep.
Nearly 10 acres in the northern portion of that planned stadium district. They finally hammered out the negotiation, and that went to the Denver Broncos today. Now, that doesn't mean that everything is in the clear and every little fire has been put out, but that wasn't a little fire. That was a more medium-sized fire that finally did come to a close today.
Step in the right direction, especially for a guy like me who wants to keep it in Denver. It's like you still have these little fires that you're trying to put out. So I look at it as a step in the right direction. My question to you is, and you've been all on it with the renderings and everything else, the renderings come out for the new stadium, and all of a sudden things seem like they're getting done. Do you think that Greg Penner and the ownership group is putting pressure on everybody else to get it done now, and that was one thing that happened to get something like the concrete thing to pass on?
I don't know if the renderings have anything to do with finishing the negotiation with the concrete company, because I think that's been happening for months. Yeah. But I did think it was interesting, in the same vein of your question, that they had a planned press conference about the new facility, which you knew if you were going to open that door in a press conference style with team president Damani Leach, you were going to get questions about the new stadium, and they were prepared, and they voiced frustration and some frustration with the bureaucracy of it all, and now they have to communicate to consultants as opposed to that community group directly and all this stuff. So they wanted that messaging put out there. And then 4 days later, 3 days later, whatever it was, that the renderings come out, I'm not quite sure. I'm not. But to think that could have been completely unrelated would probably be a little bit naive. I just don't know if there's a strong enough connection to connect those dots specifically. But yeah, I understand why you're asking the question, because that was convenient.
Yeah.
That press conference happened, and then 4 days later that other stuff come out. So real quick, and then beyond that, we know that Jokic got an offer from a Greek team, all right, Panathinaikos, that was supposed to be the home last year of Jonas Valanciunas. Apparently, they called the Nuggets last offseason and tried to pursue Jokic, buy out his contract. All right, this guy that runs the club is uber rich. All right, and apparently Dimitrios Yiannakopoulos made a real run at Jokic and said that he's going to try again next offseason. So, again, do I think Jokic is leaving
I like it.
the Nuggets to go play in Greece? I don't, but it was that story found itself on the front page of ESPN.com today under top headlines, so wanted to mention it. All right, as we wind down here, our guy Dante Gomez, it's been the summer of Dante. been the summer of Dante. One, this guy's a trip, man. He really is. He's a character. One, early last week, or maybe even the week before, we're walking from one space to the other, and Bronco receivers are like working out in the end zone, and Dante goes, "What up, Bandy?" to Michael Bandy. And
Bands, come over here.
Now, as a media member, that's typically not something you do, like, catcall players. Because Sean Payton has scolded media members in the past for trying to do that. That's a different story for a different day. But Bandy said hello back to him. All right, so that's a key part of the story. So that's why it's shaping up as the summer of Dante. Something else that happened last week, we're standing out there, and Dante was the last person on the end of a flight of people that were watching practice, and Greg Penner walked out of the building. And Greg said hello to Dante. Now, full disclosure, Dante didn't realize it was Greg Penner, right? You don't know what you don't know. But Dante did say hello back to Greg Penner, right? So I got a hello from Michael Bandy, a hello from Greg Penner.
Right.
And then last week, something really interesting happened where, we're hanging out at after a practice, and Dante's like, "Hey, I got this great question, for Sean Payton." And he said what it was, and he's never asked a question before. And I said, maybe I'll ask that question. That's pretty good, Dante. He goes, no. That's my question. You don't use my question. I'm like, Dante, you've never been in a press conference before, and here he is. But I'm like, okay, cool, man, whatever. Like, if that's your intellectual property that you want to ask that question, I'm like, whatever. And then today, out of practice, I'm like, I think I'm going to ask Sean about the Davis Webb and where he's standing on game days and, some advantage, disadvantage there, how he sees that, because Davis said this past weekend he wanted to watch from the sideline, right? Dante's quiet, right? Practice gets over, and I'm like, do I stay for the presser or do I go for a walk? And it's going to take a while.
He was like, just go, man.
I'm like, I'm going to take a quick walk. And he goes, I'm going to go to the press conference. And I go, you going to ask a question? He goes, no, I don't have one unless something comes to me. This man went in the press conference and asked my question. The week after, he was so defensive and defiant. That's my question. That's my question.
And then say if something passes by him.
I'm like, oh, he goes,
you did tell him.
No, I'm not going to ask questions unless something comes to me. Apparently, the thing that came to him was my question.
Yeah, you're welcome, Zach. Somebody had to ask it.
Just like unbelievable, this guy. And then he said allegedly earlier today that he let me take a shower before him. Last week.
That also happened last Friday.
At the facility here, despite him turning on the shower and going out to continue to lift.
Hey, DG's here, Z.
It's like,
he's here.
This guy's unbelievable. This guy's unbelievable. Thank you for letting me take a shower last week, Dante. And you're welcome for that question today. Goodness gracious. All right.
I was just trying to contribute to the show. You had to leave early, so somebody had to pick up the slack.
The hypocrisy week over week is
team.
Well, it's standard,
team, baby.
It's par. All right, we're so long for us on a Monday. We'll be back. We'll be back at Broncos practice tomorrow. We'll talk to you at 2:00. It's Denver Sports Tonight with Mike Rice and the hypocrite Dante Gomez next.
Let's go! Riley Moss has shown up on the standout list almost every day at Broncos camp.
Raiders on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Breaking up passes, locking guys down. It's a contract year, and he's playing like it. So are we looking at the best cornerback duo in football with Moss on one side and Pat Surtain on the other? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here, talking to the fellas about something you already know deep down to be true. Intimacy matters, all right? But when erectile dysfunction gets in the way, it can be frustrating, embarrassing, even isolating. Here's the truth, guys. It's 2026. Most guys don't have to live with ED anymore, all right? I'm talking about success rates well over 90% at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, all right? They are not new. They served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. All right, your initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. Guys, it's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. All right, so stop living with ED. They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. So start the conversation at 720-440-7900 or simply go online and visit them at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Leon was about to leave the military.
My biggest concern was, what am I going to do next?
He found out about My Computer Career and their military transition program.
The Cyber Warrior program takes you from not knowing anything about a computer at all to being a subject matter expert.
How long is that going to take?
In the span of 4 months, I was able to get 4 different certifications.
4 months? Leon's advice?
Highly recommended.
Become a certified cyber warrior in just months at mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. VA education benefits available to those who qualify.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of acid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
What's up, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Reclaim your freedom to move, explore, and live life on your own terms. If degenerative joints are trapping you in pain, Regen RX's natural stem cell or PRP therapy sets you free, using your body's own natural ability to heal. Regain the freedom you've been missing. Get your totally free consultation today and see if it's the right move for you. Give my friends at RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them at regenrx.co. That's regenrx.co and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
In Colorado, relationships matter. That's why contractors across the Front Range choose Western Pacific for doors and millwork. 35 years of quality products, next-day delivery, and fast will call service. Visit GoWestPack.com. Western Pacific, local ownership, professional expertise.
There's a difference between the cameras you buy at Home Depot and the cameras Vantage installs. Consumer cameras give you a grainy silhouette. Vantage cameras can read a license plate at the end of your driveway with full-color night vision, 24/7 recording, and no monthly subscription fees, so you never miss a thing. Invest in real security for your home. Schedule a free Vantage Threat Zone Analysis report for your property. Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit vssicolorado.com